Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for another podcast episode 74 of the return of Rogerbase here for this lovely episode. Are we gonna find some? Well, the title says the return of Rogerbase. But either way, let's start it. Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time.
Now it does. He's gonna go back. He's gonna change it after this. The thumbnail's gonna say something different when the stream's actually being uploaded.
Sam, that's your cue.
Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Animelately podcast. I'm your host, Sam the Manga Man, and here with me are my brotakus. Introducing first, the most wholesome content creator, the director of anime, the certified king of games, Mr. Twitter verified, oh my brother testified for Ray Apollo!
So you're still doing this? We're still opening like that. This is still a thing.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
Our next
all right.
devilishly handsome devil is a demon in the Black Clover community. He has a
And
great
wholesome.
love for Weekly Shonen Jump. The
wholesome.
Hurricane Typhoon, Legendy Vash, the Nutter Butter Lover, the wholesome guy, the man who's only watched 6 episodes of Hunter x Hunter, Miguel. Our next Brotaku brethren is the CEO of the Careful Spoilers Podcast Network, founder of the No Anime, No Life Facebook group. He is JB, exclusive, the incredibly talented James Barnes.
Very nice.
And finally, our special guest. He is the brand ambassador programmer for a Nintendo company, and he's just finished going live to Nintendo's first ever multiplayer pentathlon.
That's right.
He's a lover of Hamtaro, a defender
Yes.
of My Hero, One Piece
Yes.
#1 fan, but also an Attack on Titan stan.
I
He is
am.
a bona fide YouTuber that's certified and folks we can't
Anti-YouTuber.
deny. And I will justify that he has the potential to be Twitter verified, and I will keep saying it worldwide.
Bro, okay, let's start with that. Let's start
funny?
with that.
I
Let's start
told
with that.
Sam. I told Sam he
saw
has to
that
put
tweet
that
that
in the
day.
actual.
I could not. I mean, I believed it, but I was shocked, and it was because I saw it. I saw Ray. I saw you got the Twitter verification. I'm like, good for Ray. But then I tweeted because me and Miguel were just talking about this in the DMs just the day before about like how difficult it is to be Twitter verified. I tune into Anime Lately because then he mentions that you bring it up, and you guys are like, yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but hey, we got it. And I'm sitting over here like, oh my God, Ray, what did you do? But yo, congratulations regardless. Congratulations. Coming up in the world.
Hey,
Verified boys.
That was so random.
That's funny though.
I was like, oh no.
I'm sure. I think the thing is though, it's because of Twitch, right? Because the Twitch organization.
yes.
Yeah. Because if you like organization emails or something, I guess have a better chance of being verified, which is like why a lot of journalists are verified, why a lot of people who work for websites are verified. Whereas like if you're just independent, if you're like a content creator or something, it's a lot more
You don't
difficult.
want nobody trying to impersonate little old me.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Well, but that's you say that, but legitimately they don't want people impersonating Twitch employees and then saying wild stuff online. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
It's right. It's right. But you're next. Don't worry.
I'm planning. You're
Yo.
pulling the all mic.
I can finish my.
You're next.
You're next.
Yo, I was
this.
laughing on that podcast episode. Once it happened, I literally thought about Roger. Like,
Because I had just put out a tweet the day before. I had said the day before on Twitter, I will pay $1,000, no questions asked, to the person who can.
he did.
I did. I was straight up.
I
The
saw that
tweet's still
too.
up. I said, no questions asked. I will pay $1,000 to you if you can prove to me that you're behind my verification. And I did. And I expected some random Twitter employee to be like, all right, fine, here you go. And people were responding like, there's no way you do it. I'm like, are you sure about that? Here's my PayPal. Go ahead.
sure?
Here's my Twitch check for last month. Take it. Nothing. I know.
I'll see what I can do for you, man.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Ray. That's right. You have power now.
No,
Yo, but
Unlimited. I see the Infinity Gauntlet behind you. You can't hide that. Come on.
That's true. I can't hide that no more. You're right. I did tweet Kat Dennings, so that was lit. Yeah.
That's it. There you go. There you go.
It's a wrap.
because I did text
Done.
Sam yesterday. Yo, Sam, you have to put in the intro for Roger that he's not Twitch verified yet. And Sam was like, I'm gonna do something like that, but I can't say that yet.
Well, I'm not.
And
No,
Sam,
I didn't,
Sam
no,
was
no,
like,
no, no,
I can't
no,
be
no.
mean to Roger.
I can't
Essentially
mean
what he
to be
said.
Oh, I
Sorry.
would
Yeah.
not take it as a mean thing at all. It's become a meme at this point. I'm trying. It still can't get it. No, I take no offense to it. I know it'll eventually happen. It's one of those things where you're just like, come on, all
A little
right?
impatient
Like,
about
let's
it.
do exactly. Yeah. My Twitter's been hacked 3 times already over the course of me doing full-time content creation. People have hacked my Twitter, gotten into stuff, and still nothing. People are like, oh, if people impersonate you, it's fine. I've reported impersonators, nothing. So we'll see.
Okay.
I know. Twitter's on that.
Twitter, you know what to do.
Absolutely.
Take care of our boy, please.
Twitter knows.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't know what's
Roadblock.
taking them so long to reevaluate what verified means. Because when you try to apply for verification, they tell you, oh, it's come about as a symbol of like, I don't know, like fame or whatever. So they're trying to rework the terms and conditions of verification.
Which
Like,
is weird
why
though,
is it
because
taking so long?
at the same time, like I understand if you're going from the angle of, oh, it's an organization type thing. I get that completely. I get that. If you want to do that, that's fine. But then you can't just randomly be like, oh, we're going to give this celebrity or this like weird organization verification, because then it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, right,
okay, well, you're saying that, but you're not saying that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, the internet's weird, y'all.
It is.
But
That's what it
somehow Twitter started doing stories now, and instead of calling them stories, they just call
Fleets.
them fleet. It's like,
That's right.
It's just weird. It's like I literally
Only
woke up
fleets,
and had
bro. Only
Only
fleets.
fleets.
Sign up for my only fleets. You'll be fine.
That's it.
It's pictures of my
Certified
dogs.
fleet.
Same here. I have been.
I should do that.
Mm-hmm.
I should do that. I should just take a bunch of pictures of Obi and put it on my fleets.
That's literally all I do.
That's smart.
Main
That's really
Kiki
smart.
are all over my fleets. That's it.
I mean, people like stories, man. Like my stories get more interactions than my posts.
That's crazy to me.
You know, so it's like,
Yeah.
it is
That's
what
true
it is.
for me as well. So that's why, like,
Yeah. Same here on
I'm
Instagram.
I'm like, why would I use IG then? If Twitter, if most people I have friends on Twitter or kind of follow, is the one that kind of support on what I do. So it's like, what's the point to use IG if I use Twitter instead then?
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically gave me no reason to use Instagram now. I mean, other than to just have another platform.
Right. I think that's the thing, right? Is it comes down to Instagram needs to make it worth it for content creators and for people who use it to be like, oh, this is my portfolio of where I am on the internet. Here's my Instagram, here's my Twitch, my Twitter, whatever. Yeah,
I mean,
if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't have one either. I would just have it on Twitter.
I mean, Instagram is awesome to curate content.
Sure.
And that's probably what I'll use it for more in the future, is to like have curated content. Like, this is something I want to have that people can click into anytime, you know, because Twitter's a live feed, you know? So it's like, you know, it has to be in real time or it gets missed.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
I hope that Instagram starts to focus on that, because that's what it is and what it was, and that's how it became successful.
Yeah.
Like, it's people curating their life experiences in images, and then they added video. So I'm like, yeah, why not?
Yeah. And you would think too that would be a good thing, right? For people who make YouTube videos or Twitch streams or whatever, upload highlights, videos, but it doesn't seem to be a good thing.
No,
it seems to be you upload a video and then the next post you make gets way less interaction.
It's like,
which is very odd.
He didn't use his platform right. Skip.
Right, exactly. Right.
Like, again, the internet's weird, but
it is.
One day we'll figure it out.
One
Well,
day.
Roger, how you been throughout this whole pandemic? Because I know we spoke about literally in episode 40, and now we're in episode 74. Almost 40 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, it's been good. You know, I really cannot complain. I'm in a position of absolute privilege in which nothing has changed for me in my life at all. In fact, things are better because I've been able to do a bunch of live streams. I've been able to, you know, my CPM has grown, especially because like when you're at home and everybody's watching content online,
Agreed.
Obviously you got more eyes on the content. More people have more time to watch more of your stuff. I think people have really been attaching themselves to the, all the new content from Solo Leveling to the different webtoon read-throughs to anime, video games. Right now, video games are like the best they've been, in years. I mean, really, 2020 is an incredible year for games. For Hades, Final Fantasy VII Remake, you got Last of Us Part 2, you got Ghost of Tsushima, Animal Crossing, Doom, there's like so much stuff. And it's hard because you can't even get to everything that you want to play. I mean, I still haven't played Miles Morales yet. I want to play Miles. I want to play Demon's Souls. There's so much stuff. And I just haven't had the chance to get to it. So I know little by little I'm making my way through my backlog. But
I feel that, man.
In terms of content, I can't complain, man. This year's been really great.
Yeah, so many games. I mean, when they were putting out that list of just like, hey, this game get nominated, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that one's real good. And I was
that
like,
was this year.
that one's really good. And I'm like, oh, that one's really good. I'm like,
yeah,
yo, this year was kind of a banger. Like, with everything going on, it was really hard to see it. But for video games, this year slapped. Like, I would say in recent record, this one's really good.
Oh yeah. I think also too, there was more of a consensus. I feel like past couple of years, when you look at the Game Awards, it was a little more mixed. It was like, oh, I don't necessarily know if this game deserved it. Whereas everything this year, everyone unanimously was like, yeah, this is really good. And there's stuff that wasn't even nominated for Game of the Year that's showing up in other platforms. I mean, we've got an AR Mario Kart game that I literally never in a million years thought I wanted, or that I was really going to enjoy playing. And it's legitimately one of my favorite things I've played this year. It's so much fun driving around the apartment. That got a nomination. It's all this great stuff, you know?
Yeah, I just was like, okay, more please. Like, hopefully. I know. And I'm saying right now, and it's crazy. 2021 shaping up to be just as big, which is wild. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's
wild to think about.
Well, because you think about the stuff that we already know that's coming out.
Exactly.
And then you think about the stuff that's most likely going to happen. So, like next year.
All the good stuff from this year that didn't happen happens next year.
Right.
Which is crazy.
So new God of War.
I was just going to say, is God of War 2021 or 2022?
God of War Ragnarok's the end of 2021. Yeah. Okay. Then you've got Cyberpunk is coming out, January or something?
So it's technically supposed to be coming out in December. But I'm gonna say that until we get the current gen patch, that it doesn't come out till next year.
Right, exactly. So,
yeah. We're playing the PlayStation 4 version is what we're getting this
year. Yeah, right. The PS4 version. We got the 25th anniversary of Pokemon next year.
Oh my god!
We already know going into it, we're getting Pokemon Snap 2 next year. We already know that. Yes. We know based on everything else Pokemon companies told us that we're either getting a remake next year or a new generation. Probably too early. I think we're getting Diamond and Pearl remakes next year.
You think so? Which I wouldn't be mad at because I have the most amount of time in Pearl.
Me too.
Period. Okay. I have over 900 hours in Pokemon Pearl. Like that's no cap. It's crazy.
It's an amazing game. Yeah. So we're probably gonna get that next year. Breath of the Wild 2 is dropping next year. We have four more characters in the Smash Fighter Pass that we don't even know about that are coming next year.
I completely forgot.
How many characters do we have now?
81, I think. 81, 82. A lot. And
everyone's here.
On top of that, too, there's all these rumors about how, there's all these limited release games that are ending in March for Switch, which says, okay, well, something's going on then next year. What's happening? Well, if you look at the trajectory of every other handheld Nintendo's ever done, fourth year is usually when they do the new iteration. So DS had DSi. With 3DS, you had the new 3DS. So everyone's like, all right, Switch Pro probably coming next year, launching alongside Breath of the Wild 2. And then you're going to have that with like a 1080p handheld screen in 4K competing with like PS5 and Xbox. It's going to be awesome. Next year is going to be so good in games.
They already got my money. Like Nintendo always has my money first and foremost. Shout out to Calamity.
Of course.
Coming out this Friday. Yes. Can't wait. But Nintendo is already got, there's a line item on my, my budget. Nintendo.
Right. So, and then even for movies too, I mean, James, you know about this. It's like literally there's so much coming out. We were just talking about it before we started filming, the MCU stuff coming out next year. You got a new Spider-Man, a new Doctor Strange, you got Eternals and Black Widow. And that's literally just Marvel. That's just Marvel stuff.
Well, I just hope
it's going to be crazy. No Time to Die.
Happen.
No Time to Die is next year too. That's right.
I'm really excited about that.
Bond. Oh my god!
I'm legitimately excited, but also sad about that. Like I can't wait, man.
I'm excited for whoever the next Bond's going to be, though. I want to find out because they haven't announced it yet, right? There's been rumors.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like there's rumors all the time. I think.
I still to this day think Idris Elba would be good. I think he'd be so good.
He'll be solid.
I'm rooting for either Idris Elba or I hope somehow they manage to steal Cavill because I think Henry Cavill would be.
He would be interesting.
I would love Henry Cavill to be James Bond, but here's the thing, right? So Lashana Lynch is taking over as 007 in this movie. Like when you get to No Time to Die, she is 007 because Bond stepped away in the last movie. So she's 007.
Oh, that's right.
So if this does really well, she might go ahead and lead the franchise, which would be.
I like this.
That'd be really
cool. Sick. I'd be down for that too.
Yeah, I'd be down for that too. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I still need to see Tenet though. So
I still haven't seen it either.
Me too.
Oh my god, I've seen Tenet like 7 times.
I want to see it so bad, bro.
Oh yeah.
How?
Oh yeah.
Like all 7 in theater?
Wow.
I have A-list. I just keep going.
He just goes.
That's just amazing to me. I'm genuinely amazed that you're going still, because I want to, believe me, I want to see Tenet in theaters, but like there's still that part of me that's like I can't, I don't want to go right now. I feel like it's not worth it.
I can't go because our theaters are still closed, literally.
Yeah,
some of ours are too.
No, all of ours are still closed. None of our theaters are open.
Oh wow.
Yeah, same here. The whole New York City, all theaters, Times Square, like the big ones, all closed.
Cannot open.
Wow. Yeah, because LA, some of them are open, but some are definitely closed too.
We have
The only
too high of a count for it to be open.
The only closest theater for us is all the way in New Jersey, and that's almost 3 hours away.
Jersey.
And I'm like, is it worth it? Like to go all the way to Jersey and like 3 hours away just for a movie?
Yeah.
Like, can I just wait for the following year or for streaming?
That's what I would do.
Yeah, like and plus next month is 1984.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
And same day, because it's Christmas, right? That it comes out. Same exact day, Soul comes out on Disney Plus as well, which is the new Disney Pixar movie, which looks very good.
We got a lot of stuff to watch for Christmas. I ain't going nowhere.
No. Stay inside. Don't go anywhere. Don't see family. Sit and watch a bunch of movies. They're making it worth your while.
That's true.
Stay home.
See, the thing is, I don't have Dolby Cinema at home. I can only get that at the theater.
You need to get that Bose soundbar, bro.
Oh,
that's right.
No.
Yeah, get a soundbar.
Absolutely not.
Get a soundbar.
Have you heard that Bose soundbar?
Dude, no. The thing is, James wants the experience to the
compared
theater.
To what I have, Bose is nothing, dude.
Man.
Really?
Yeah, I have Martin Logan speakers. Like we have a full 5.
Oh wow!
I'm just saying that Bose soundbar sounds like me sitting in a movie theater.
Yeah, not better than Martin Logan's.
That's ridiculous, bro.
It's not even remotely close. Like my girlfriend works in home theater. Like it's not even close.
Wow.
Really?
Oh, so you got the hookup then? You got
he got the hookup.
Yeah,
he got that discount too.
Dude, they don't even sell Bose in home theater. That's how low on the totem pole it is on home theater.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That is
home theater systems.
Dang, I know.
I guess
I
I'm
need
gonna
one of those.
get that to go with my OLED TV. I need it.
That's it,
dude.
I need it.
It is the greatest thing you can buy. It is the greatest thing you can buy. I will preach OLED till the day I die.
Playing games on that would be incredible too. I'm sure.
So yeah, my big ass OLED TV got the new LG, bro.
You got the CX?
Yes.
Nice.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
Dude, what OLED does with light, like night scenes, like whenever there's a moon, like it shines through. Like it's like nothing you've ever seen, dude.
Oh man.
It's nuts. I love it. Like Spider-Man on that TV is just
God.
Oh
my God.
Oh, I can imagine, especially the newest one with the Mysterio scene in particular, where they're in like the abandoned building and everything's shifting is probably really good.
I watched Far From Home like 4 or 5 days ago. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know what? Actually, I just watched. That's funny you bring that up, and that we're even talking about Marvel. Just the other day, on a random whim, I decided to rewatch Endgame.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
I haven't seen it in like literally, I think since theaters. I not watched the whole thing. I skipped to scenes, but I watched the whole thing in entirety. And the one thing that really stood out to me in that movie, I still think on the whole it was great. Yeah. But the one thing that really stands out to me is like, man, they did Black Widow dirty. They really did. Like she dies very early on in the film.
They literally murdered her.
And she dies super early in the film. Yes. And then when you think about where the Marvel universe is sort of going right now, and you know that, okay, we're getting that Black Widow movie that's coming up. I feel like had that been in Captain Marvel's place and Captain Marvel shown up in Endgame and you're like, who is this character who then does this badass thing at the ending and there was no setup for that character, you'd be like, I want to know more about the character. But instead they put the Captain Marvel movie before Endgame to like force you to care about this character. And you're like, I don't care about this character yet because they haven't done anything in this movie yet. They're interesting. I want to know more about their story, but like I don't have the top that like Black Widow does to the story. Had they reversed those movies, I think Brie Larson wouldn't have gotten a lot of the hate that she got. I think the Black Widow movie probably would have performed better than it's going to now. Yeah. And I think
it would have made that you feel the exact. I said that exact same thing.
So it's funny that you say that because it's funny that you say that because Brie Larson shot her scenes for Endgame before she did Captain Marvel.
I know. So it's like, what are you doing? They should have put that afterwards because that would have been that moment without her. She's not needed in the whole first 2 hours of that movie where they have her like talking on the other planet and she's just being snarky to Rocket Raccoon.
She had to find Tony.
But
there was no other explanation.
Fine.
You could have easily done that.
And everybody would be like, who? Because that, and for the people who knew, would have been like, oh my God, that's Captain Marvel. You know, that would have been.
That's the thing, because you don't need to know anything about that character. She could literally push them to the Earth. It never gets referenced the rest of the movie, and you're like, okay, something's gonna happen there. What is up with this mysterious character? And then you're in that final battle, and she flies down and destroys the ship, and you're like, whoa, hold on a minute. Right. This is awesome. Then you'd be like, start off the next phase with this. Finding if you want to set her up like the next Iron Man, like the next head of the Avengers or whatever, do it that way.
I really kind of wish they had done that, because I don't think they've positioned her well to do that at all.
No, and especially now, because we're in a situation, obviously it's tragic. No one could have expected it. Right. But we're in a situation where I feel like Chadwick would have stepped to the plate. I think Black Panther would have been.
I agree.
Everybody unanimously is like Black Panther is one of the best ones.
Yes,
so
agreed.
Now that he's gone, I'm sure they're probably going to go in a direction where it's like Shuri becomes the new Black Panther.
I really hope so.
It's still not like the same though. You know what I mean? Right. So. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see.
So back to the Black Widow thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who else would you have chosen to do the sacrifice? Because I've thought about this multiple times. Like,
Tony, you mean?
No, I mean the sacrifice with the Soul Stone. Because someone had to die to get the Soul Stone.
Don't Hawkeye poke ass off that cliff.
But he has a family. You know, he has a family, the wife, the kids.
That would have made it more impactful. Forget him. Get your ass off that cliff, Hawkeye.
The scene with the family, because the reason he lives is there's one scene in the movie that literally is the reason why he survives. And that scene is when they snap and he gets the phone call from his wife. However, you don't need that scene. Literally, you don't need that scene because you already had the setup with Cassie Lang earlier in the film. So if Ant-Man's cell phone was on the table, he got a call from Cassie. He's already in the scene where he looks at the birds and then the ship crashes down. Hawkeye doesn't need to be present in the slightest in that entire sequence. He could have easily died. But the reason, like you said,
threw him off that cliff.
Of course. And the new Hawkeye show that's coming out.
I was just going to say,
Bishop. It's not even about him. So, obviously he's going to be playing a mentor role in some capacity and showing up in the show.
They should have threw his ass off that cliff.
I agree.
Especially because it could have been his literal atonement for being Ronin.
Exactly. Because he's been killing people for 3 years in the background.
Stuff and to make myself feel better about it.
Right.
I would take the L for this and save the universe.
They should have made a show about Hawkeye being as Ronin because they just gave such a little information. Barely anything we knew about him on the show. Like, what's the point of him being Ronin if we barely saw anything about it? Just a whole 2-3 minute scene.
As much as I would love that, it would get repetitive because he's just going after bad organizations and killing them because they survived the snap and his family didn't.
CW Arrow in the Marvel universe.
Right. Even though you bring that up, this is funny that we like segued into Marvel stuff because this is not where I thought this was going.
That's the show.
But it's interesting. Yeah. Is I think the Ronin setup is also for like one specific. Everything in this movie is for one specific scene. Everything happens for something in that final fight. Because
specific reason.
The Ronin stuff, I think in particular, is just set up so he knows how to handle a samurai sword in that final thing where all of Thanos' people are running. You know what I'm talking about? Thank you, by the way. Oh, Reagan just brought me dinner. This is awesome. No, but the scene where he's in the there's like a tunnel underground, right? And he's running in the tunnel, and then he shoots the arrow up, and he's like skyrocketing up, and he's slashing all the guys with the samurai sword. It's literally the only reason that's there is because of the Ronin stuff.
Exactly. I would have rather been like, why did Hawkeye have a samurai sword? Then, he was Ronin.
Right.
That's hilarious. You're right.
See, now I'm joining Ray, by the way. Ray was saying we were all drinking on the show. Now I got some wine. I'm joining you.
I'm just holding
We're good.
Some bubble wrap.
That's right. It's bubble wrap. It's not Bud Light. You're all good.
Same here. I'm just drinking regular water.
You're all good.
I don't know. There are parts of that movie where I'm like, I love this, but like when you look at it, it's like, I see what you were doing there.
Yeah.
I see.
Again, on the whole, I still think it's good. Like, I definitely enjoyed it. But the cracks are showing now.
I just want them to now just get weird as hell. Like just too weird.
And that's what I'm curious to see is that what are they going to do with the Doctor Strange and Spider-Man of the whole rumor crossover of the multiverse of bringing in Toby, Andrew, like that's
way too early.
Confirmed.
It's way. I disagree, James. I think it is. I think Marvel is going to pull the Star Wars, and I think they're going to just blow it all now. I really, truly feel.
I mean, I definitely think we're getting a Spider-Verse, but the whole Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield coming into the movies, I don't see that.
Maybe not. No, but the Spider-Verse thing I think is 100%. I think all of this multiverse stuff is being set up for that, because I think truly Marvel had a plan. I think prior to Endgame, I think they had a plan with, okay, we're going to have like the new setup for the new team of Avengers, and then we're going to have, when Avengers 4 happens, it's like new Avengers or young Avengers, A-Force, whatever. There were definitely ways they could have taken the story, and then I think Spider-Verse came out and they were like, oh, we could capitalize on this. Like, really, I think Spider-Verse changed their plans.
Spider-Man makes money. He prints money.
Well, I don't just mean Spider-Man, though. I mean Marvel, the idea of like multiverses and stuff like that, like introducing that into the films. And I think that's the reason why they're like, we're going to jump on this now, because truly we don't know where we're going with the story. We don't have, there's 2 phases that are already planned out completely. And there's no Avengers movie in either of those 2 phases.
Perfectly fine with that, by the way.
I also am too. But if you're going to do that, you need to have at least some cohesive through line. Right. And I think that through line for them is going to be the multiverses, which could be very, very cool, but could be very easily messed up.
True. Because I'm curious to know that if they have the main villain as the Goblin King, that'll be OD.
Well, the main villain, they've already announced for the next phase, the main villain is Kang the Conqueror. And he's being introduced in the Ant-Man film in Phase 5, which is like, what? Put him in Phase 4. What are you doing? Why are you introducing the Thanos of the next generation in Ant-Man?
I don't know. Right. There's a reason for it, but right now they're expanding the universe.
Paul Rudd alone. I love Paul Rudd, and I love Ant-Man.
I was literally, I'm going to share a screen with you. I was at the premiere for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I was there. I recall. I was there. It doesn't matter. I still don't think it should be in an Ant-Man movie.
And you're still not verified?
I'm still not verified. I know. Still not verified.
That's how you get people to watch the Ant-Man movie, though.
That's true. That's true. You introduce King the Conqueror.
I love Ant-Man. Exactly. I want Ant-Man real bad.
Incredible, by the way. What's his name?
Paul Rudd.
No, not Paul.
That's my boy.
I know. The guy playing King the Conqueror.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. What is his name?
I can't remember exactly.
Awesome. He's really fantastic.
Yeah. Let me see. This is a live show.
Yeah, we're gonna look it up.
But Sam, do you have anything to say since you haven't had the chance to talk?
I mean, I was gonna chill.
Oh, hey Sam, what's up, man?
Hey guys,
what's going on? We got the 4-man show today, and Sam. What's going on, Sam?
Sam,
I'm here.
You been sipping on the power flower?
The power flower.
Not that one. Not that one.
The jazz cabbage.
Jazz cabbage.
His edibles, in other words.
I understand.
Look out! Come on, bro.
Right? I was like, "What? How you do that?" I was having some.
Is that legal in New York?
In New Jersey, is now.
Anyway, so Kang the Conqueror is.
I'm in California. I'm good. I'm sitting over there. I got a beef bowl. I'm fine. You guys have a good time. We're good.
I still can't find who it actually is going to be. But I know we've seen his face. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something country. He's the star on one of those shows. It's a really popular show.
Lovecraft County.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country, exactly. Yeah.
I just want to see a Marvel Fantastic Four remake.
Jonathan Majors.
Phase 5. Phase 5. Yeah.
Phase 5.
That's what I want to see.
Fantastic Four, Blade.
He's the reason I knew that was because of his tweets. That's how I knew that. Seriously.
I'm about that life. I want to see that. But yeah, that Blade. Yeah, I want to see that.
Yes. Yeah. Mahershala Ali Blade is going to be awesome. Oh, yeah. But that's what I'm saying, bro. You have that. Set that up now. Why are you don't hold that?
Maybe they are though.
Yeah, but thing is, they have it. They cast it last year, so at least they're not like DC who cast The Rock 10 years ago as Black Lightning. Black Adams, where DC / Warner Bros. Cast him 10 years ago, and he's finally playing the role. At least this is happening within 3 years. So
Rock Johnson is one of the busiest people in Hollywood, though, so I understand that.
So the real reason is because they didn't have a plan, and when after they cast him, they literally fired everyone over DC, hired an entirely new group of people to create an entirely new slate of films. Right. So that's why he got pushed.
But I think it was one of those things was like, we already got him. We can't let him go.
Yeah, like we need him. Even though we fuck up that bad.
Go over to Marvel and then we'll never get him back.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's good.
Oh man.
I hope that movie's good, by the way. Like
I do too.
It looks good. Like his the way he hype it up and everything. He looks good. The way.
Gotcha.
It's funny. I think of DC stuff. I have again weird tangent. I like that we're going on all these tangents. This is great. I have a funny story because it ties in with something else. Okay. So, you guys know how Johnny Depp's been fired from the Fantastic Beasts movies, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right. So, this is my funny story, and it ties in with what we were just talking about with DC.
Are you about to be Grindelwald, bro?
No. I'm not about to be. No. I have never. I've said this on multiple podcasts. I'm not even afraid to talk about it. I have never been a fan of Harry Potter ever. I've never liked the universe, and now all this other stuff that's coming out, where it's like J.K. Rowling, and now I'm like full on. I don't care about it at all. Also, I'm completely soured. But Reagan and I, obviously, we live in LA. And so a lot of the times in the before times of COVID, right, we would go to the movie theater and we'd get screeners to go see early movies. So you go to the mall and people will be walking around the mall in LA like, hey, if you want to go see this upcoming action film from this major studio, and it says on the thing, Warner Brothers, it's like, you want to come? You go on this day to this movie theater. So we got the thing, we show up to the movie theater and we thought for sure it was Aquaman. We thought for sure we're about to go sit down and watch Aquaman. They were like, teasing that it's a big action tentpole movie for the holidays. We're sitting there like, all right, Aquaman, this is going to be good. We sit in the theater, and we sit next to this other couple in the theater. And we're like, yeah, so what movie do you think this is going to be? Like, it's got to be Aquaman, right? Like the way they're hyping it up. And this girl is obsessed with Harry Potter. Obsessed. Her and her boyfriend. The two of them are sitting there. And she's like, it's Fantastic Beasts. Just watch. It's Fantastic Beasts. And me and Reagan literally could not have cared less about Fantastic Beasts at all in the slightest. And we're like, no, it won't be. It won't be. And everyone else in the theater, no, it's Aquaman, whatever. We sit down. The producer or whatever, it wasn't even the producer. It was like one of the social media people, whoever was running the event, walks up to the front of the theater. Hey, everybody, make sure you've turned in your cell phones, yada, yada, yada. You're probably wondering what movie today's about. Today, you will all be seeing an early screener of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them Too. And literally the entire theater starts freaking out except for me and Reagan. And we both just go, jump down. And now we're locked in. We're locked in. Our phones are gone. We can't leave for 2 hours. We're stuck here. So we have to sit through the new Fantastic Beasts movie. We watched the whole thing. And because it's obviously an early screener, the special effects aren't done. So it's a shitty special effects version of this garbage Harry Potter spinoff. And it's a long movie. You've seen it. It's like a 2.5 hour long movie if you've seen this movie.
So I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't know there was two.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the second one. I haven't seen it.
And there's this whole scene with the Johnny Depp character throwing fire at people, and then like the one good character from the early one then turns bad, and I'm just like, I don't care about any of it. And then they're like, this guy's related to Dumbledore. I'm like, who cares, bro? I don't care about any of it. And the theater's flipping out. I left, and I have never left. And believe me, I've worked in movie. I'm not going to say what I've worked on, but I worked for a screener for a major corporation previously. Mm-hmm. And screeners can be a lot of fun. And so I make a point, if I see other screeners, to not leave negative notes on the screener thing afterwards, because I know someone has to sift through that. I wrote a dissertation on this thing. Where to find them, about what a piece of garbage movie this was.
I wish I had never found them.
Literally, the first thing, what was your initial thought walking into the theater? And I straight up wrote on my thing, I thought this was Aquaman.
I wish this was Aquaman.
What's funny, Roger, same time in December, I saw Aquaman early screening a month in advance with Sam.
There you go.
But thing is, in New York, you could put your email like inside some sites to get early screeners.
Sure, for sure. Chicago's like that too.
Yeah. So I got one, and I told Sam, "Hey, you're free this day? Let's go." So we went, and we also brought my friend too. We went there. It was so much fun, and this was like I think like 25 people or less, and it was just such a good time to see a month in advance, and like we cannot speak about it. I was like, damn, so good though.
That was because Chicago did that a lot too, because that's how I saw Toy Story 3, actually. This is prior to me moving to LA. This was like my last year of college, I think, is when Toy Story 3 came out. And it was the same situation. There was a website where you type in to go see a screener, and it was like a month before it was coming out. And so we saw the scene, where they're in the incinerator?
Yeah.
So we saw that scene, and the screener, because they didn't want to spoil the end of the movie, cuts out at the moment at the end of the incineration. And they're like, find out the rest on November, whenever the movie comes out. And all of us are like, are you serious? This is how this movie's going to end? I know.
What's the point of the screener then if you're going to just call like the language?
Make you pay again.
Real hype, bro.
Exactly.
You would be like, oh yeah. I mean, like you wouldn't say it, but it's like, oh, we got to go see it. You're like, why? We got to see it.
Yeah.
But no, with that Fantastic Beasts thing, the only thing I want to see from that series, period, is this was the series where we're supposed to see Dumbledore and Grindelwald fight for the Elder Wand, which in the books was hyped up as one of the best things ever. So as a kid, I'm like, I want to see this fight. We've never seen this fight, and this is when we were supposed to see it. So I'm like, well.
That's it. Are there any early casting rumors about who might fill in?
No idea. Nothing.
Interesting.
Mads Mikkelsen. He's
he's
already
a good choice.
I mean, I really like him, so that's
he's already in talks. I just hope they lock it in.
Ooh, actually, I'm gonna go see this movie. Then.
I like that.
Oh no!
I gotta like him. So that's good. That's a good choice.
Let Kojima direct it. It'll be great.
Oh my god! They're making a new game. They've announced they're now currently hiring for their new next gen game.
Can't wait. Yeah. Oh God, I just want movies to just be weird for like the next 5 years.
Well, you're gonna get that.
I want nothing to make sense for the next 5 years.
Based on all the casting rumors I see that James has posted about. I mean, you look at Thor: Love and Thunder or whatever. You've got Vin Diesel is now confirmed for the cast. You have Chris Pratt's confirmed for the cast, which means the Guardians are coming in. The Guardians coming in, which we already kind of knew at the end of Endgame because they have that thing where like they're traveling off together. But you already know Natalie Portman's becoming Thor in that movie.
Yep.
Apparently, Valkyrie is like, I'm finding a queen. So are they going to be like love interest? Is that what's being set up?
I would love if Valkyrie and Jane Foster became
that's what I'm saying.
That would make it my favorite movie.
Yeah. You know, Morgan Meeker coming back. You know about that.
Yeah.
Thor obviously is still going to be a major character, so it's like they're bringing out all the big guns for this Thor movie.
Christian Bale is going to be in that movie.
Yes, I saw that. I was like, what?
I wonder if he's going to be in a role like Carl Urban was, because like it seems like that would be like the perfect kind of role for him to fill in this movie. Was like what Carl Urban did in the last one.
So what the rumors are saying, so the Thor movies have always been about family. So the first one was about like his relationship with his dad. Dark World was with his mom and everything. So they're thinking that Christian Bale is going to play like an uncle or something like that. His uncle, and how they're going to interact with each other, I'm not really sure, but that's the rumor right now.
Interesting.
So, and this is just like a non-spoiler because I know we've talked about some other people, but have you been reading the current Thor run in the comics? Bro.
It's a yes. James is like,
yeah, so good.
This is the best Thor that we've gotten. Like, I feel like if they put this Thor in the movies,
who is the current Thor in the comics?
I mean, that's a spoiler. I can't say that. But
is it Jane Foster? Or
it's Thor. It's Thor that you know.
Okay.
It's Odin's son, yeah.
But I mean, there is a weird caveat to that. Now, but I can't say it because that's a spoiler.
Fair enough.
It's really good. So, like, if you're a fan of Thor, you should be reading the current Thor series. Start from like, I don't know, there should be a number one here in 2020 that you should find and start reading the series because it is that good.
Wow. All right. Is it on Comixology or whatever? Like, can I?
It probably is.
I'm gonna check it out.
I'm pretty sure.
Correct, if you pay for Marvel Unlimited, I think like $7 a month, you could get the whole catalog for free. Well, not for free because you pay for it, but like the whole catalog.
I encourage you to do but I feel like this story, if you are a fan of Thor, or want to like Thor more, read this comic.
Wow. All right, that's high praise.
It's really good.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And I haven't been hyping up very many just Western comics period lately, and this one is worth all the hype.
Yeah, and this is coming out of War of the Realms, which I think was really good.
It was good. I mean, War of the Realms was complicated, but the stuff that came out of it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, including this Thor. So a small spoiler is that Galactus is involved.
Interesting.
And isn't as bad as you think.
So, that's the direction I thought the MCU was taking the next phase, was that he's going to be the next Thanos type character. So when they were like, oh no, Kang is going to be the new, basically not the new Thanos, but you know what I mean, like the new head antagonist.
Save Galactus for the Phase 5 and Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
all I want is a good Fantastic Four movie. I want the first good one.
No, I just want a good Doom and a good Human Torch. That's what
I lied. I said I want the first great Fantastic Four movie because the original one is good.
Yeah.
Chris Evans? Hell yeah.
He was a great Human Torch.
Yeah. Chris Evans was good.
Here's my number one thing. This is all they need to do. I truly believe this.
So they can make him Torch again.
They could technically
alternate multiverse. He's not. Captain America, but he's the Human Torch.
See, the thing I want more than anything else, and I think this would actually be the thing that would make a good Fantastic Four movie, is Disney already has rights to Brad Bird, basically. He could do whatever he wants. Brad Bird made The Incredibles, the original Incredibles, which is the best Fantastic Four movie ever made.
Thank you. Thank you.
Get him to direct Fantastic Four, and we're good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I agree. Like I just in the story.
That's why I agree, because it's fact. I'm not saying any lies.
Yes. Yeah.
No cap, always factual.
Yep,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Very, very factual.
I almost said all cap. No cap.
That's I would.
They just have to do Doom justice. Like I just feel like the last 2 iterations of Doom have been really sad, bro.
Highly intelligent, savage, badass. That's what I need.
Yeah. Who would you want cast as Doom if you were going to cast it?
I don't know, man. I would need time.
That's hard.
Doom, that's hard. Like, I just want a good Doom from the comics that he's smart, sciencey type, and he knows what he's doing. Like, not the whiny kid that he is.
Not to like just kind of pick up what we said earlier. I think Mads would be a great Doom.
Interesting.
Just off the top of my head, Mads would be
good.
That would be insane. If he wasn't already in the MCU, that would be insane.
That would be sick.
Oh my god.
He'd be really, really good.
Because he can have
don't know the actor's name.
Savagery. He could.
I don't know this
How
actor's
about Fassbender?
No, see, I want them to do something
I
different.
could see that. I could see that.
But the Fassbender is technically not Magneto anymore since the Fox and everything merged. So he technically could play Doom since he's free agent right now.
Actually, you know what? No, I would like that.
I would really dig that, actually.
I would dig that.
Fassbender would be good.
Who are you talking
I
about?
would dig him more as God Doom than regular Doom.
Have you seen? You've seen Watchmen, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. You know the TV show.
I have not.
Oh no, TV show. No.
Okay. I have to figure out how to word this very carefully. Then, the husband of the main character in Watchmen. I don't know this actor's name. The husband of the main character is how I'm going to word it. He, I think, would be an amazing Dr. Doom. I think he would be really, really good. I don't know his name. I will look it up for you right now because I do not want to spoil anything. Also, Ray, what are you doing? Go watch Watchmen right now. Right now.
I didn't look. I didn't use Sam's login for HBO Max, and I haven't paid for it.
I will give you. I swear to God, I will give you my login. I swear to God.
Give you my login. Right?
I'm serious. I will give you my login.
I know. I just haven't watched it.
Watch it.
Me and Sam been meaning to watch it for like months now. We just haven't had the chance.
Hold on.
It's like,
hold on. What's his name? He is so good in that show.
Are we talking
and
about
the way?
guy,
hold
the guy
on.
who played the comedian?
No. No. Abdul Mateen II is his name. He was in. He was in Candyman. He's in Trial of Chicago 7.
oh,
Yeah, he was
I
in
know his face.
Aquaman too.
He's in He's an Aquaman. Yeah, he's Black Manta in Aquaman. Yes.
Oh, then yes.
That's right. I remember. He's so good.
He would be so. You would bring like a human aspect to it. Oh, I'm telling you. Watch.
Okay, so that is a little bit of a spoiler because he is Dr. Manhattan.
Well, okay, that's a huge spoiler.
Oh, come on.
You know, I didn't hear it when
But,
Roger.
I mean, those images are all over the internet.
Well, no. That's why
I avoided everything.
I'm sorry. That's my bad.
that is definitely your bad. I'm like, I was careful. I didn't say anything.
But then I would have pictured it.
Watchmen is not one that I'm really concerned about. I waited this long to watch it.
I don't think that's gonna ruin the show for you, though. To be honest,
Yeah, it's not because Ray. Because Ray, if you read the comics, you know he become Dr. Manhattan.
I read the entire comic.
Yeah, no, I was like, hold up.
So,
But
I haven't.
But the reason I said Michael Fassbender, if he's Dr. Doom, Reed Richards could be the guy that plays Xavier.
See, I don't want James McAvoy as
tired of McAvoy.
Yeah, me too.
Fantastic.
He's been too
That doesn't work for me.
I'm tired of him.
a lot already.
Hey, if he could play 23 characters in one film, he could play Reed Richards.
He was great in it.
But no,
But I think everybody's a little tired just to see him do like psychic. Psychic. Like,
It's literally exactly almost the same. Just actually have psychic powers.
No, I'm good.
Too much.
I don't know.
Let him be Legion instead.
Okay,
so make him Legion. That's different. And
His son is in the comics and everything. Or I think the TV show was it.
That's what I'm saying. Make McAvoy Legion, straight up.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, why not?
Who would? See, wasn't there a casting rumor for Mr. Fantastic though, James? I feel like you would know. Wasn't there one a while ago where someone said it was like a pretty major actor?
There's a fan cast.
The only one that I can think of is John Krasinski. Like everyone,
That's the one.
Yeah, everyone wants John Krasinski and
which is so odd. Like
Emily Blunt.
Is that Jim or is that Chuck?
Jim.
That's Jim from The Office. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Jim?
Zachary Levi's Chuck. Yeah.
I mean, he was really good in 13 Hours. He was really good in A Quiet Place.
Fair.
He could do it. Emily Blunt could definitely be.
He does have the look.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's good with a beard. So
yeah,
that'd be interesting if they actually go that direction though, because I imagine if you're introducing the Fantastic Four, they're going to be the main players of the MCU now that Tony Stark is gone for a long time.
Yep.
So you're going to need not to say that like, oh, Emily Blunt's too old or whatever. I don't think that's the case. But I do think it is the kind of thing when you have to think long term, right? How old was Robert Downey Jr. when he started the Iron Man franchise? He was
almost 50.
Almost 50, yeah. So I think realistically, if you do John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, they're probably at a good age.
Yeah.
Where they can do it if it lasts as long as Robert Downey Jr. did. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's right now. Robert right now is 55 years old right now.
Yeah,
Robert
so he
Downey
started
Jr.?
when he was 44.
Yeah, like
55.
43,
Okay,
45 when he started filming and everything.
Yeah.
So how old is John Krasinski?
That's what I hear. That's what I hear when you say that name.
Okay, so literally, if they
He's
start
41.
Now,
He's
41.
Right.
How old is Emily Blunt? Let me look. Oh yeah, she's definitely fine. She's 37. She's fine.
I mean,
yeah.
If they do the older version with the actual family, that would
This actually would be good. You know what? I'm on board, James. This is good. I like
it would be pretty dope.
John Krasinski and Emily Blunt would actually be good choices. I like this. Yeah.
I can see it. I'd be.
But then who would be?
Torch?
That's what I was gonna ask. Who would be the brother of Emily Blunt?
So my first guess. I mean, I know he's probably not tall enough, but the guy who plays, he's the main character in Kingsman.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay.
He would be a great
Torch.
He would be a fantastic.
He would be
I
dope.
thought he was shortlisted for Spider-Man, and not getting Spider-Man, but getting Human Torch would be sick.
He'd be great. That's a good choice.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah,
Good choice.
How tall is he? I might have to check that.
He's quick. He's quick-witted. Like
yeah, exactly.
He would be great
I feel like he'd be great.
Who would be the thing then? That's the last one.
Yeah, Taron Egerton. Thank you, Neil.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
He's 31 right now. He can play it.
That'll work.
Yeah,
Hey, he's
He's
5'9".
yeah.
He's 5'9".
And that ain't
That's my
bad.
size.
He just needs to
That's
be
fine.
jacked. That's all.
Yeah,
Exactly.
just have some pecs and shoulders.
He's got the swagger of Johnny, so that'd be great.
He has to dress up with a nice Ferrari and just just be a little nice womanizer for the girls, and that's it.
Wow, relax. It's
Right?
2020, bro.
Well, Human Torch is that character. He's a womanizer.
It could be different, okay?
That's right.
He could just be a hoe. God. Okay.
Or he could be like Miguel's tweets, right?
So
Well, that's a good topic. Do you want to transition into there?
Oh god.
We can talk about that for a bit. So,
so
how
Ray,
did this all start? Let's talk about how this all started. All right. This all started where I was on Twitter and I put out something where I was like, hey, I'm very grateful for my audience. Like, you guys are really great. Growth has been really good. Thank you for being really positive. This was like right after the election and everything too. Everything was good. Everything was like, for a brief 24 hours, everything seemed pretty good on Twitter. And I tweet this thing out and Miguel responds to one of my tweets.
hey bro, I'm proud of you. I've been
Something
following
like
for
that.
years. Good.
Something nice. Yeah, something like that. And his name, and I'm never going to repeat this phrase again in my life except for this one time. I'm never going to. His name on Twitter, I almost like the tweet, was Vash the Booty Juice Drinker. And I thought, what kind of disgusting individual puts that as their name? I am not going to like his tweet on the sole basis that if somebody sees me liking this tweet, they're going to go, why is Roger liking tweets of someone with a name like that?
What are you doing?
What is this? So I message him and I go, Vash, look, that was very sweet what you said online. I am not going to retweet this tweet or like the tweet that you just said, even though it was very sweet. Know that I've seen it, but you got to change your name, bro. What's the deal with that?
Oh, Roger, you're so sweet.
No, but what's funny is, it's just hilarious.
I just would have replied, LOL, what the f is your name, bro?
So then, guys, for behind the scenes, if you guys go check my name now, or my at right now on Twitter. My at don't have that no more because my name now says Vash the wholesome guy because
I called you a wholesome guy because Ray is the guy who posts up the most wholesome content creator. He's the wholesome.
Absolutely.
Vash is wholesome. HOE some.
especially considering his likes on Twitter. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
because then I went down the rabbit hole.
That boy wholesome.
Because
I went down the rabbit hole on Vash's thing because then I was like, all right, he's changing his name, whatever. And I look at his tweets and I look at what he's liked.
See, don't do that.
And that was a problem. That was like, I need to clear my search history now.
So you was not here before that to hear his little speech to me. So like, all right, so if Roger and Herms, my two senpais that have taught me, a bit of stuff over the years, if they're telling me both things that, hey, calm down, you're a bit horny, go have a burner, go do something else, I'm like, damn, you're right. So that's when I have to change things up. Can I like things as much now? So I'm gonna just save them in a list, have a burner.
You can be a degenerate. I mean,
you could do whatever you want. Just know that I will judge you. I'm not a non-judgmental person. I will 100% judge you.
All right? I always.
Oh no, Ray does it 24/7. I'm like, Ray does it 24/7.
It's not all love, but I do.
All right.
I have to be honest. When when I saw a tweet of how Ray's, hey, love or something about brother, I'm like, when somebody asks me if I have a brother, I just point at Ray. I'm like, that's him right there. That's him.
Oh, that's really sweet.
See, like,
very nice, very nice.
He's a wholesome guy. He's a hoe right here. This guy right here.
Right.
Ray's
been coming up though, man. Ray, I see you on so many things now, like with the Fall Guy stream. I was like, damn, that's my buddy Ray. Holy shit. Like, this is awesome. And then it kept going. And I'm like, yo, look at this. So congratulations, man.
It's been wild, bro.
It's been nice. Yeah.
It's been wild.
I feel like you are following, like, I think I feel like we're on a very similar wavelength because I think we both unanimously agree the world is pretty bad right now. Oh, however, within our own little worlds, things are looking kind of nice.
Kind of nice for me. I'm not.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
it's
very fortunate.
Like it's the nice ass cheek on the right side. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Yep. My wife is like, "What the hell is he talking about?" Oh no! So anime, by the way, is great. We love anime.
Right. I like that we've been going for 45 minutes. We haven't talked about anime once.
So welcome to the Animelately podcast.
Right.
Yeah, for those people that don't know, let me give you the rundown. We're a conversational podcast. We do whatever the hell we want. We have changed things up since pandemic, quarantine time. But also, if you're here for the first time, subscribe, like the video, comment on the VOD, and also support rayapollo on his Twitch, on his YouTube. Support James. He's almost at 400 subscribers on his YouTube channel of Careful Spoilers. And Roger, you know who he is. If you haven't yet subscribed to the Mammoth Boys, go ahead and do that. All the links are down in the description and below for all these wholesome gentlemen. And if you're here for the first time, also go to our podcast on our podcast side, which is Podbean, Apple, iTunes, and everything. Go write review, subscribe to us, like it, do whatever you need to do, because those things help us and support us in any type of way. For us to be in the future, like us, to be sponsored as well. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just be careful with what you like, and you'll be sponsored. Don't worry.
Yeah, just don't.
Wait, but but I'm not personal. Animelately is all good. Animelately is the good side of the brand.
Wait, Sam, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say if you guys wanna give a good look of what not to do, just look at Legendary Vash's Twitter account. Right. Yeah, if you want to follow him, but be warned, you might not be seeing some very nice stuff.
No, you be seeing some nice stuff. I'm about to say you be seeing some nice stuff. It's just some 18 and over nice stuff.
I don't know. I mean, that's a whole discussion topic. My dog clearly disagrees with you. So.
Well, sometimes.
I don't think so.
Well, sometimes.
There's some problematic things. I'm looking on there. I don't use that term lightly, right? Everyone says problematic nowadays, but there's some problematic stuff you're like. I'm like, you gotta calm down.
You got a good point there.
Ray knows.
You gotta chillax, bro.
Absolutely. But yes, anime is good. What do you want to talk about?
So Roger, what you been watching, man?
A lot of stuff, man. I just started reading Noblesse for the first time.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, so people were telling me the anime wasn't very good and that I should read the webtoon because I'm a huge fan of the webtoon.
Y'all just don't like webtoon anime. I'm just convinced, bro.
Yeah,
y'all just don't like them, okay?
Could be.
I didn't think Noblesse was that bad.
Well, I haven't seen it for myself. This was just what my audience was telling me. So they said you should read it. No. And I read it, and I really enjoyed it. First 50 chapters, it was great.
For me and Sam, Sam is a webtoon reader, so he could give a better perspective and a view. Me, myself, who's an anime watcher, me and Sam saw only 4 episodes of reaction. It's cool, but I feel like watching you for the first 5 minutes of when you was reading, I think I saw you in episode 6 and 7 of the webtoon when you was reading. From what your reaction, from what I was reading with you at work, I enjoyed it more than actually watching the anime with Sam, because I felt like the anime was slow paced, but also felt too rushed and cutting off a lot of information. And that's why I feel like webtoons is kind of losing the ground there, because of Tower of God, God of High School seems like it's doing good, but at the same time, for a new audience, it feels like it's cutting too much info and not enough entertainment value.
That's interesting you say that, because people were telling me the pacing is very slow of the beginning of Noblesse, and I didn't feel that at all when reading it. And again, I'm somebody who, like, this, my job is literally to do webtoon read-throughs and manga read-throughs and stuff. So I'm very acutely aware of pacing. And I had no issues whatsoever, because the chapters are much shorter than what you've come to expect from a lot of other webtoon series. Yep. So it was like fun to just breeze through it. You're meeting these funny characters. The humor's really good in the series as well. I was having a good time. So as I was moving through the series, I was growing to like it more. And then once you really get into like the nitty gritty of what the series is about and the action and how things are being set up, I was a huge fan. And now I want to finish it. I want to find out more about it. Yeah.
See, I feel that, and it's just I don't know. I understand that webtoon readers, like, they're like, I've been reading this for so long. You know, it's been something that, you know, it was a dream for things to have anime. Because if you go back and look at, like, I don't know, if you go back and look at old God of High School, like, read-through videos, like, back from, I don't know, like 2011 or something like that, people are like, oh, God, I can't wait for this to be animated.
Right.
And, you know, those folks see the anime that they got, and they're like, oh, you know, and they're disappointed. But it's like, I also think people who've never seen God of High School before, ever, see this, and they're like, oh, God of High School was lit. You know what I'm saying?
I actually can speak on that exact thing as well, which is good that you brought that up.
Go read the webtoon, which I feel like is fine.
I hear you, I do, but I am in a situation where I've been on the reverse side of things, where everybody said you got to watch Tower of God, watch Tower of God. So I started Tower of God, right? Gave it a fair shot, watched the entire first season. I was doing reactions to some of the first season with Reagan. We did a whole video about like the first 4 episodes, and it started off kind of slow, and I went, okay, I'm interested to see where this is going to go. And I get to the end of that first season, and I go,
fuck Rachel.
Well, yeah, but that beyond the Rachel thing, I'm like, I don't also really feel like, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like F Rachel, because the main character I don't really like, and I'm not really invested in the show like that. So then I went, okay, well, you know what? That's fine that I feel this way, but everybody seems really passionate about this show. I got to start reading it. So I figured I'm not even going to do a read through. I'm actually going to continue reading the series. So I start reading more of it beyond season 1. And I read about 20, 30 more chapters, and I go, this isn't for me, man. It's not. And I don't know. I can't even like put my finger on why I feel that way. It's part of it's maybe a pacing issue. Part of it's characterization. Part of it is that the animation was so good in the show that I'm now turned off by looking at the webtoon. And I'm so spoiled because there's now an abundance of webtoons that are out there that look so good that I'm now like reading through Tower of God, which everybody said is amazing and the world building's so good. It rivals Hunter x Hunter, and I'm still not feeling it. And I wanna like it. I'm somebody who I know I could make Tower of God videos, and I'm gonna make bank. So I should like this. I want to like this, and I can't get into it. And I'm curious if maybe there was a selling point for you that you got to further in where you were like, this is the chapter that convinced me.
Question.
So, I mean, I'll be completely candid with you, Roger. I'm with you with Tower of God.
Okay.
I'm with you there. It was me that I thought God of High School, the webtoon, is infinitely better.
Oh,
infinitely better.
Okay. Interesting.
Like it is very good compared to what we got in the anime. But Tower of God, I actually kind of like the anime more.
Me too. Okay, so I'm not alone then.
Yeah.
I have a question though, but when you read the webtoon, did you reread from the beginning? Or did you just see where the anime left off?
I picked up where I left off with the anime, and then now there's like this new character, and it felt like an Attack on Titan type situation where it's like we're switching the cast now. And I'm like,
that was your mistake in a way, because I after the anime, I reread the beginning and I prefer it more because the beginning, the first 2 episodes, adds a lot more than the first episode of the webtoon anime. And that was something that was very disappointing because when I read it, I'm like, wait, they're giving us information that we learned from episode 10 and 11 of the anime from the first chapter of the actual webtoon. So that's something that I actually found it more interesting because I read the first 10 chapters of the series and to me was much better than the actual webtoon itself.
I might do that at one point because I really do want to like it. I do. It's just this weird situation that like, I don't know. I feel like I don't have a very particular taste, but the more I get into more anime and more manga and more webtoons, I'm like, oh, I do. Yeah,
I know absolutely that I have a taste because they're like, oh, Ray, watch this slice of life or read this slice of life stuff, and I'm like, man, fuck that. I ain't got time for that. Like, I'm trying to live. You know, I'm already living a slice of life. Let me have some shonen, bro.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
I'm glad you bring that up too because something else I recently binged. One is Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm almost completely caught up to the manga now, and I love it. I think Kaizen's amazing. I think Kaisen is one of those things where people are hyping it up and they're like, it's really that good. But I think even the last time I was on the Anime Lately podcast, we talked about how I had just gotten into Jujutsu Kaisen. I did that this thing. So it's funny that everything's coming full circle. And now the anime is fantastic. I think it's an amazing adaptation. I have complete faith that Mappa is going to do an amazing job with Attack on Titan.
I hope.
The manga right now is excellent. The Shibuya arc is so good. The Shibuya is one of the best in 2020.
So I'll be honest. So the Shibuya arc, like they've been setting that up literally.
Sure.
Literally, the Shibuya arc, they've been setting it up since the beginning.
Very beginning.
Of Jujutsu Kaisen, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like from the very first chapters, they've been setting up Shibuya. And I'm like, yo, this was like the magnum opus. Like, this is what I'm building up to.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh God.
That's the moment, right? This is major.
I mean, I know what that means, but I don't know what that means. But
sure.
Which I'm reading One Piece. I'm catching up. I know.
Very good.
I've read more One Piece than you watched Hunter. I'm like, I'm legitimately trying to catch up. I mean, I would love to be caught up by 1,000, and I know it's possible.
Sure.
It's just that I got
a month and a half. You got a ways to go.
I think I can do it though.
A month and a half.
I'm holding you to that, bro. I'm going to be watching your Twitter feed.
I'm going to start this is not a lie. I'm going to start a One Piece thread. That's just going to be me reading through One Piece.
Do it.
And I'm thinking I'm gonna do tweets 10 chapters at a time. In this thread. So
nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Me currently in One Piece, I'm only behind 996 is coming out on Friday.
I was gonna say you're pretty close to you're pretty close to caught up, I think.
I'm on 976. I'm learning where we come back from Odin's flashback. I'm like 2 chapters after. So So
you could beat that in like a day. I mean, that's like all very fast-paced action stuff. So you're good.
That'll take Miguel like 2 months, bro.
Trust me. Yeah. When it comes to One Piece, I'm a One Piece guy. I used to watch Roger every morning.
I can't take your word for that, man.
When he used to do scans at 3 in the morning.
So bad. I can't take your word for that.
When it comes to One Piece, I'm sorry. I'm a diehard. Like I used to watch Roger. What he used to do at 3 a.m.
How much One Piece have you read this year?
Literally the first half of the first 2 quarters. I don't remember how many chapters that was.
But like, how many chapters is there right now?
20. I think it's 20 left.
Hey, that doesn't sound like a diehard fan to me. Is all I'm saying, bro.
Well, it's because I want to stack up the Wano because I've been mixed on Wano. Not like most people kind of hate it for some apparent reason, but
I like Wano.
That was like if me, I'm a My Hero fan and I ain't read none of this current arc, bro. Whatever.
This current arc. Oh my goodness. Oh.
The My Hero has been absolute gas.
So good.
Yeah.
Every single chapter. And I tell people all the time, I'm not lying when I say, outside of Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia has been absolute fire.
Yes.
Every single chapter of this arc.
Yes.
It's been insane. I'm like, when is he gonna stop? Like, when's he gonna relax? And I'm like, okay. It just keeps going. It keeps getting crazy. And I'm like, I'm fine with this.
I've been waiting since the beginning for Horikoshi to challenge the Hero Society, and we're in such a good place with that right now.
Fantastic place.
Oh my god!
The way I phrase it is, I'm so excited to watch him tear apart everything he built.
Yeah,
I love it because back in the beginning of the year, Roger was like, "I'm mixed on My Hero," and then at the end of the year, he's like, "Yo, I love it. It's gas right now, so good." And
what you hear? Wasn't it here?
Yeah, this year.
Yeah,
I think
he was on his stream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
he was
talked
on the
about
stream
My
to
Hero
be
first.
here.
You were just starting to be like, yeah, I'm gonna give it another shot.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was around March, wasn't it? Because what happened was I did that live stream where I was like, this feels weird for me to say because I'm a huge My Hero fan. I'm really not feeling this. And I had a bunch of other smaller creators come on and talk about My Hero and really dissect it with me and be like, no, this is where he's going to take it. Like, trust, the next 5-6 chapters are going to get good. And I'm like, all right, we're going to see. And I think right around that time was the Twice death.
Correct.
And I went, okay.
Spoilers for anybody here.
And, whatever, it's fine. And from that moment, if you're spoiled on My Hero, you're not reading My Hero. I don't know, just tell you, don't read My Hero. So I got to that moment, and then ever since then, it's been great. I've really enjoyed it, and the few problems that I've had with it have not come from what he's doing with the story currently. It's repercussions of what I didn't like previously, if that makes sense. And the stuff that's going on right now, I think is just it. Like you said, it's gas. It's incredible. Like.
I'll be honest. Like, I don't know if you guys know, it's like Horikoshi has changed as a person, and you can tell.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
And like when My Hero started, it was completely different.
Yes.
To where it is now. So this man has changed as literally to get to where we are now. I think personally.
I mean, he's been through a lot of stuff. If you think about what happened, even like pretty early on in the story arc, right? I think that's another thing that turned me off of it. Is every anime has a bad part of the fandom, but the controversy with the doctor's name.
Oh
right?
my God,
I understand why people were upset about it. I get it, but for people to send him death threats when it's very clear now in the story that guy was a bad guy. He didn't use the name lightly. He's using it to be like, look, this is like akin to this moment in history.
Right.
I'm trying to relay this to be like, this guy is horrible, just like this thing. So I get what he was trying to do. I understand why it was a problem, and I think it's okay that he changed the name. I have no real issue with it.
Our boy Anaki's in chat. What's up, my man?
Oh, welcome, Anaki. Welcome.
The editors wanted him to be quote unquote safe, so they let him be free. There you go.
Right. And now I think it's great. I mean, I look forward to every week. I think even the recent stuff with Toga and Ochiko was fantastic. I
look forward to it every single week. Like I'm like, yep, except for this break.
For me, if I'm being honest, I mean, I talked about this on the manga stream and on my follow-up to my manga stream.
That was funny.
Manga of the year. I talked about it. Like, realistically, I would say this year, if we're talking about 2020 in general, I think My Hero is better than One Piece. I do.
Yeah,
I think right now,
I agree.
I would say that it's Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia, One Piece, Kaisen. And I think Kaisen's incredible right now. I think Kaisen's really good, but I think the stakes aren't there in the same way that Wano stakes are there. But I mean, there's no argument about the stakes in My Hero right now. I mean, the
of course.
My Hero are, I mean, like you said, the Hero Society is literally crumbling to the ground.
I know. I think last chapter he blew the house down, bro.
Oh yeah.
The man wolf literally blew the house down.
What anymore?
I don't know. I am so happy to be a My Hero fan right now.
Me too.
It's really good.
Me too.
But then I'm also really happy to be a Chainsaw Man fan because.
Well, all right. So, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I was going to ask you that because you didn't have enough time to actually talk about your Chainsaw Man thoughts before in both your streams. I want to know, what is your thoughts about Chainsaw Man?
My thoughts on Chainsaw Man is I think it's really good up until a twist with a certain character. And literally from that chapter, and it wasn't that I was like surprised by it because people had told me like, oh, there's going to be some moment. But it was from that chapter to literally the most recent chapter. I am completely caught up. You know what I'm talking about, Ray?
Oh, so from chapter...
I understand it's a newer thing. I'm not going to spoil this in the chat.
Right.
But
this
from that moment, I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling this the same way everybody else is. Because to me, it felt like subverting expectations for the purpose of subverting expectations as opposed to really having a reason for it. And now especially, it's just messy. To me personally, it feels very, very messy. And the reason it stands out is because those first 50-something chapters were really solid.
Oh, super solid.
Really solid. And as somebody who doesn't really like super violent manga.
Bro, I thought I was going to hate this manga. I thought I was going to hate it.
Me too.
I loved it.
And so I thought, I'm really going to probably hate this, but I'm going to give it a chance because people really, seem to love it. And you get through all the stuff with the devil stuff, and I'm like, this is pretty good.
Sam convinced me to read it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot.
And then that Bakugo moment happens, and you're like,
bro.
I don't know. And You know that? Do you guys watch Curb Your Enthusiasm at all?
I have
seen clips. Yeah, seen
You know,
clips.
it was hilarious. Like,
yeah.
I was making that face.
And so, but that's when I switched to One Punch Man. So it's like, yeah.
One Punch Man right now is really solid.
Fire.
Really good.
Became one of my favorites of the year, straight up.
Yeah, One Punch Man's great.
One Punch Man is sick. Like I talk a lot of shit about One Punch Man because season 2 of the anime.
Oh, sure.
The manga is so much better.
Way better.
Once again, Sam was like, read the manga. And I was like, okay.
Read the manga.
Especially because of the Metal Bat stuff. I feel like Metal Bat
is so
in the anime.
Good. God.
Yeah.
I love Metal Bat. Metal Bat became, I'm like, how is one of my favorite characters just Yusuke Urameshi with a metal bat, bro? I was like, this is one of my favorite characters.
I feel it. Yeah.
I love Metal Bat. And so
I love him too.
I fell in love with One Punch Man again when I started reading the manga. It is
especially now because I think without spoiling anything, I think the manga recently answered a question that a lot of people have had for a very long time, and you finally see the character, and you're like, oh, all right, we're getting here now. Okay, it's time.
Wait on, bro.
Oh man, the introduction panel where you see him kneeling, and you're like,
wait a minute.
Oh man,
One Punch Man is really about to I can see
good.
ending soon, which I'm completely fine with. By the way,
I think so too. Yeah.
Like I'd be completely satisfied, to be completely honest. So,
but I want them, if they do another season, I do want them to at least take their time. I understand why they rushed out the second season because they really did want to, hit on the hype. I get it.
Quality again, and you'll have everybody back.
Oh yeah, they'll all be back.
Everybody will come back if you give us that first season quality, straight up.
Yeah,
it's worth it. It's like anybody who knows anything about manga knows that One Punch Man is one of the best drawn series.
Insane.
Me, as a guy who don't read it, and Sam just sends me pictures of it, I'll be like, this is godlike. Like this.
It's also one of the most entertaining too, because when a fight's going on, you're just flipping pages of these amazing panels of these fights, dude. Oh,
it's so good,
so good.
But One Punch Man it's just a lot of really good fun. Like that's just a good, solid. Like that's what I'm like. If I was buying a show to Jump, it's like, hey, let me see what's happening in One Punch Man. Like that's the kind of stuff I look for.
The best way I could describe it is I think there's a lot of these series right now that are entering really text-heavy arcs with a lot of stakes, and I feel like One Punch Man to me is like Mama's mashed potatoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it is. That's what it's like.
It's comfort food, bro.
Comfort food. Yeah.
I love it. That makes me happy. So Araki goes, Mashley is the second best manga to Jump right now.
I've heard a lot of
I restarted that recently, and you know what? Yup. It's got a great mix of action and comedy, man.
It's great. Like
it's more like
the mix is fantastic.
This is the better version of Harry Potter. If you're not a big fan of Harry Potter, you would like Mashle though.
It's more like they make fun of
if you want to like something with a magical background,
correct.
Mashle is the way you want to go.
It's perfect.
That's not Black Clover.
Black Clover. People have said Black Clover's gotten really good recently.
Yes, it has.
It has gotten really good.
But it has ups and downs.
Just to let everybody know who might be a Black Clover head like some of us are, stay off Twitter because spoilers are literally already out.
Oh, wow.
Be very careful.
So, to be fair, breaking news is just before I came on here. I was busy this morning doing live streams. I did that Nintendo thing, and I did one earlier. I saw a spoiler for the upcoming One Piece chapter.
Really?
And I literally, it doesn't even affect me at all. Normally, I'll see a spoiler, and I'm like, oh, man, this is really going to ruin my enjoyment. And I saw this one panel, and to me, if this means what I think it means, this means that the theory that I came up with 4 years ago that people dogged on me for is real. And if that's the case, the amount of W's I'm going to be taking over this weekend, I'm here for it. So I don't even care that I saw it. I can't wait. I cannot wait to read the chapter. And it's an early Jump as well this week. It's Friday. So all the chapters we're talking about are coming out Friday. Yeah, it comes out in 2 days. Yeah.
And plus Boruto and Dragon Ball Super comes out on Friday too.
Kishimoto's coming back to Boruto. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm low key excited for Boruto.
I am too. Kishimoto's coming back.
I'm also worried. I'm really worried.
I'm curious more than worried because there's rumors of saying that.
Are we gonna talk about that right now? Because I'm legit worried about Kishimoto coming back to Boruto.
But I'm curious because rumors is that they say a scandal happened with the creator because. If you look at the I saw the raw yes because
with
on the
Kishimoto,
raw
are you sure?
The previous writer for Boruto.
The previous guy Ikidenai, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Ikidenai. I'm gonna butcher her name, so I'm gonna just say the previous creator. There's a scandal of him because in the raw page of the scan of the chapters coming out in 2 days, there's no creator or storyboard of who did the chapter, and usually they will still have it. So people are saying that probably Japan is trying to hide the scandal or something like that, which is pretty curious to know. Like, why did Kishimoto just come out of the blue and come say, "Hey, I'm gonna come on the project"? So it's pretty weird still.
Because he was like, hey, you carried this bag for me. I'm gonna take it the rest of the way now.
That's how I feel about it. I don't think there's a scandal involved at all. I think what happened is Kishimoto finished Naruto, and he said, "I want to do something different. I'm going to do Samurai 8." And nobody gave a shit about Samurai 8.
Really, nobody.
And that series came out, nobody cared.
Well, West people did. West people did.
Well, I take that back. I cared for a while, and then I was like, Kishimoto, what the hell are you doing?
I think that's ultimately what happened. And I think he wanted to move away from something Naruto, which is obviously this huge success, and I get it, right? When you're riding this wave of success, and then you're tired of it, you want to do something new, right? So he wanted to move away from it. He tried Samurai 8. Great. Meanwhile, Boruto's getting dogged on. Everybody's saying how trash Boruto is, whatever. But then all of a sudden, and we talked about this on that manga scene, all these people are like, wait, Boruto's getting kind of good right now.
I love the manga. I'll be honest.
And so Kishimoto's like, well, you know what? My series failed.
Yeah.
And
let me get back in my bag, bro.
Right now, you know what? I want the sweet taste of success. And he jumps back on it. And obviously, Jump's not going to turn down Kishimoto if he wants to come back with the original series. Like, yeah, what you want to do.
I was just Naruto openings earlier. Then I'm like, man, Naruto, like older Naruto slap, bro. It really did.
I haven't read it or watched it. I'm waiting for that watch through, man. I can't wait.
Which one are you gonna do though?
Every time that you say that, I get surprised. I know that
James haven't even finished the anime. Ray, James haven't even finished it.
I literally the farthest thing I know. I know a couple minor things. I know like Tobi's Obito. I know I know like Naruto and what's her face, the blind girl. I know they get together, and I know Sakura and. Yeah. So I know they get together too. That's it. I literally don't know anything beyond that. And the furthest I've read in Naruto is the Zabuza, what's his name, Kakashi fight.
Yeah, Kakashi, Copy Ninja.
That's it. And I know at one point, because this is the first anime episode I ever watched of it, and then I was like, no, I'm not that interested, but it was cool at the time. Was I know there's going to be a fight at some point between the guy with the shadows and the girl with the fan.
Oh,
okay.
There's a Tamara, and that's with Shikamaru at the training exams.
And I know that's going to happen at some point too, and that's all I know. That's literally all I know about the series. So I'm going in 99% blind.
I love Naruto. I really do. Outside of the filler, which you could skip that.
I'm skipping.
Yes. I was going to ask that.
If you want to just have a good time with Naruto, skip all of the filler.
I will.
There are blogs and lists everywhere that'll tell you exactly what to skip.
Yeah.
It's anything really. To be honest, so just skip it, and you'll have so much more fun.
But just want to ask: are you gonna read those 700 chapters, or are you gonna watch those 500 episodes?
Watching the 500 episodes for sure.
Yeah, I haven't actually. So this is the fun thing about Naruto with me. I didn't watch the final arc. I read the final arc.
Oh, same here.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I read it, and I
because
but the whole thing is animated, right?
Correct,
Yeah,
it is. But then Roger, the fight of the last fight of Naruto vs Sasuke and everything was done in 2014. The anime episode didn't happen until 2016.
Oh wow! Okay.
It took 2 years of filler. 2 years of filler.
Wow, to get there.
Bro, I was like, I'm not waiting.
So a lot of people gave up and said, you know what? I'm not gonna wait for the anime. I'm gonna just read it, and it took 2 years.
Flashbacks though, man. Fuck them flashbacks. I don't care about what I was thinking about before. The Thor was singing it at Chidori, bro. That's all I care about.
Those fillers are kind of ridiculous, though. Like, I think there's a patch of like 120 episodes of just all filler.
Probably more.
Nothing to
20,
do.
really?
In one patch. Yeah, all together.
Yeah, one patch. Yes, one patch. There's literally 120 episodes straight, and those are just 2 years.
It's bad, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I have to watch then, which is not that bad. That's like half of One Piece.
So I mean, I'll be honest. So like, if I was to be like, yo, like read it and then watch the fights, I wouldn't be capping there, like for real. Because those fights, some of those fights are ridiculous animated, and I
can't wait. I can't wait.
I'll be honest. Like some of the best like fights, period, in Naruto are just like some of the best fights, period, in anime. They're good. Like the best of the best ones are really good.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's hard to find many fights that's bigger than Naruto versus Pain.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I know there's a character named Pain.
Yeah,
but I don't know anything about them.
No, the fight is absolutely epic. Like I honestly can't think of many fights bigger than that one.
The way it's set up, it just blew my mind when I was a kid.
Wow.
I was like, "Whoa, what just happened?" Dude,
I'm ready.
It's crazy.
I can't wait.
So in the chat it says that the creator left is because he spoke rude to the sensei and to superiors, and also it was planned that after 13 volumes he was gonna give it back to Kishimoto.
That's
crazy, bro. Like
Kishimoto, had Samurai 8 been a success, Kishimoto would still be in Samurai 8.
Yeah.
So that's sure a lie. That's 100%. That's like them covering their butt, being like, "Look, we were always going to give it back to him," but that's a lie. Like,
that's
there's
weird.
You're going to convince me that's not true.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, why run half the race and then give it to somebody else to do it? Like, that's just weird.
Sense. Yeah, it makes no sense.
But yeah, somebody in the chat goes, yeah, people hate on Boruto because of the anime, and the anime is bad. I'll be honest. I know that there's people who love that, but I'm like, okay. But the manga is legitimately good. Like, I really enjoy the Boruto manga, and we have for a while, and we've been covering it here on the Animelately channel. If you want to look that up, just saying.
Yes,
it's been a wild and good. They do some weird stuff that I'm like, I did not anticipate that. But this next chapter is probably the most excited I've been about Boruto in a hot minute.
Wow.
This next chapter has something that potentially could like change the entire series.
And me, wow. I'm not excited for Dragon Ball Super because I saw a raw scan spoiler and I'm mad.
Do that? No,
it was on my timeline. It was on my timeline because for Neverwhere put it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Bro, I love you, but I got you muted just in case of spoilers. You know, just in case.
And he posts whenever sometime.
Comes out, I'm like, let me mute him real quick, and I unmute him after I read everything. It's great.
So I saw that spoiler, and I know one thing: Ray and James are not gonna be happy. That's what I know.
I mean, I just hope 66 is good because 65 did not make me happy.
It's not
at all.
I'm gonna just say Vegeta
from what I've heard, it's worse.
It's worse because Vegeta gets another L, and if I'm gonna
look at James' face.
Yeah, because I mean, this whole time, since the Tournament of Power ended, Super has just been going up and up and up for me,
and then immediately crash like the stock market. Just saying.
And then it's like Moro was such like a unique thing that we haven't seen before. It was something familiar but different that we haven't seen before with his powers and everything like that. And now it's like he's just Cell all over again.
I don't know how this is ending worse than the Cell saga. That's what I don't get. It's ending worse.
Ending worse? What do you mean? I thought people liked the Cell saga.
Oh, I love the Cell saga.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Like it's the end of it that's kind of like, oh, you know, it's like, yeah, this doesn't have a Gohan moment. This doesn't have.
Got you. Yeah.
Here. Like without the Teen Gohan moment, Cell saga was, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But this does not have that, and it's like, oh, what is happening, bro? So. Yeah,
I'm still hoping Vegeta can get the W, but it won't happen.
You ain't gonna get it, bro.
You guys, I'm really curious to know what you guys gonna think on Friday because I've seen the Raw and everything, and it doesn't look good.
MP says the chat. Yep, they know. Mm-hmm. So I'm also because like James is exactly right. When this arc of Super started, it legitimately was great because it was reminiscent of stuff that we had seen and added on to stuff that we knew from the original lore that was fantastic, expanded on things.
Sure.
Had decent callbacks to stuff. Power scaling legitimately made sense. There was reason for them to go train again for the first time, and I don't know how long when they have God powers. It's like, oh no, you actually need to because XYZ. And then they had a villain that was like, actually, I've been around forever. I've been doing this stuff forever.
Yeah.
Now that I'm out here, y'all can't do nothing about it. It's great, you know.
Totally.
And then it's where it is now, and I'm like, oh, okay. Dragon Ball is gonna Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, man. Like we got from a place where it's just like, yeah, we get the next villain, and then someone else gets another level of Super Saiyan, and then they win. Now it was like more with his magic, the way he can steal people's energy. Upgrading to Super Saiyan, whatever the next level is, isn't gonna do the trick. So how do you beat him? You know what I mean? and then they just do this
if
again.
we want to talk about something great, somebody in chat brought up Kaiju number 8, and let me tell you,
Otis.
Yes, Kaiju
that was
number
going to
8.
be one of my questions for Roger.
Kaiju
Are you caught up?
My favorite
not caught up,
new
no.
manga.
Oh, bro, it's
I've read
so
the
good.
chapters and I already enjoy it. I love it. Yeah, I
Wait,
don't know.
is it 3 chapters in?
3 chapters in. Yeah.
It goes by so quickly.
goes by
You
so
have
quickly.
no idea, but it's so great.
And I read that within the course of maybe 20 minutes before the stream happened, the anime, manga stream, whatever happened. And I went, oh, I wish I could have read more beforehand. And so I will get to it. And I might even start from the beginning and do like a read through stream. I haven't decided, but I do like it. Yeah.
Kaiju number 8 legitimately is my favorite new manga of the year.
It's great.
It has some really nice like shows and panels and artwork.
It's great too. It's like it's got the comedy, it's got the pacing, it's got the character development, and
it
like,
has kaijus.
Yeah.
I really, really like Kaiju number 8. Like,
It's good, but
what I was hoping in essence was Zip Man was like it could have been. But Kaiju number 8 captures all of that and does it perfect so far. It's great.
I love it when Roger, when you do streams like we do a Spat Family, you introduce new people to new series that they haven't heard of, like stuff like that. It kind of helps us, the new audience of yours, to actually, was Kaiju, was Spat Family.
Sure, what's this new thing? Of course, that's why I do it. I mean, I take recommendations because I want people to tell me, hey, you know, what's good that you're unaware of? Because again, you know, for as much as I cover anime and manga and video games and stuff, like I do kind of stick to a niche, right? Like it takes a lot for me to really love a series.
Right.
Like I'll like a lot of stuff. I'll do a one-off about a lot of stuff. Things are interesting to me, but it takes a Hunter x Hunter. It takes a Solo Leveling. It takes something to really click with me before I'm like, oh, this is my go-to thing now. You know what I mean? Like, and I think, you know, Demon Slayer was fun. I think Demon Slayer doing that as a one-off was cool. I think Bleach is sort of on that Demon Slayer level for me. It's something that like I'm interested to find out more about, but I'm not dying to catch up to it right away. There's stuff like that. Ray's making a face when it comes to Bleach.
You put Demon Slayer and Bleach in the same sentence.
Yeah, that's no.
I had never thought about that before, and I'm like,
Bleach to me is better than Demon Slayer.
I would disagree based on what I've seen. Again,
what you say though, like there are parts of
Bleach right now. I just got to the Yoruichi fight against the Hornet Girl.
Really?
That's who I am. Yes, and I like it, and I like Soul Society. But I'm completely caught up with Demon Slayer, the manga. I've watched the whole anime season, and of course, I've completely caught up with the manga. And for as many problems as people have with the ending, which I could completely understand, people don't like Muzan as a villain, whatever. That's fine. The impact of the characters to me, at least, and the story itself and the setting resonates more with me in Demon Slayer than it does in Bleach, because I think there's a clear ending, and maybe this is just me going in with the prejudice of knowing that Bleach is going to end messily, because I've been told that they had to rush. But for me right now, even if I had not known that stuff about Aizen going into Soul Society, it's still the kind of thing where I'm like, I'll catch this when I catch it.
Nope, still giving it to Bleach. I thought about it real hard.
Bleach.
Really?
Same here.
Give it to
Bleach.
I still really like Demon Slayer. I still do. But it's
interesting. And again, I'm not at the Espadas yet. I know that's going to be hype. I know the music's going to be really good.
Okay,
I'm not there.
That makes me feel better because
that's
where Chic is real.
Right.
Like, real.
So I'm not there yet. I'm not Soul Society. Yeah.
Is actually my favorite. Like
that's what I assume is going to happen with me. That's my guess, because everybody said Soul Society is so good, and to me, knowing the Aizen twist already, I think does somewhat take something away from that.
But Gloria and
a spot is going to make me pretty excited for it.
For me,
I was gonna say like Aizen is a much better villain than Muzan.
Yeah,
and you may know the twists, but you don't know how much more is he even more capable.
Aizen has done worse. What Sam is saying, what Ray said, Aizen is more than just what you see.
Don't say no more, bro. Don't say nothing else. I'll trust.
But okay, I'm not saying something different though.
Are you telling me that Aizen's Dr. Manhattan? Is that what you're telling me?
But Roger, what threw me off, I think last week was on your stream of the best manga of the year, when King of Lightning said that he's enjoying JJK more, those 6 episodes than Attack on Titan. Like that threw me off. I was like, wait, but Attack on Titan has
He didn't actually mean that.
I know, but when it threw me out, like,
I mean, it made a lot of people very upset, but that was 100% a troll. Like,
yeah,
100%.
but it just threw me out so hard. Like,
he literally has said that. He's like, I know I can catch up, but I don't want to because I know the anime season's coming up and I want to binge it and I don't want to know anything about it. But I mean, there's no debate in my head when you're talking about the manga of the year to me. And I brought this up on that stream again. There's no debate. Attack on Titan's the best this year. It's no question. It's not even a debate. Nothing even comes close because you take the argument that people made for My Hero Academia, right? About stakes and the art, right? And the stakes are as high as they've ever been in My Hero Academia, and the art is as good as it's ever been in My Hero Academia. And with the Attack on Titan manga right now, it's all of that plus death.
Way more.
Look, I haven't even read current Attack on Titan.
Go ahead.
I know for a fact
that
what's coming is
you're not ready.
I'm not gonna lie.
Knowing James and plus Roger reactions all the time when they read it and their tweets all the time when I see it, like, okay, I know it's good. Like I haven't read it since
the reason why I haven't read all the way through, which I could have easily, is because I've waited this long to just watch the anime. I've waited this long, so I'm gonna watch it. But like you know how bad I want to read it. I've wanted to read it so bad.
He can wait.
But I can wait. I'm so close now.
Completely understand that about Attack on Titan. I get that completely, that you guys want to wait because you've waited so long anyway. And I get it. You're so close to the end. We've got like 2 chapters left, 3 chapters, at max 5. At max, 5 more chapters, and you're done. And so I think it's one of those things that I understand why people want to wait, but it's also the kind of thing where when you're reading it and you've waited this long and you're such a hardcore fan of it, and like people don't know this about my channel. Some people do. Vash knows this, but like for me, I have done Attack on Titan on YouTube as long as I've covered One Piece. I have. They've been next to each other since the day I've started my YouTube channel. I remember the early days before I even had a YouTube channel of doing Japan Time with Shofu and calling up, when I still lived in Chicago, calling up Ricky Cocaine on the podcast, and we would read the most recent chapters of Akuno Hana and Titan. And me and Ricky would go back and forth over the phone and be like, bro, this shit's amazing. This is incredible. I know. And that's like way before even my channel started. My channel started really like doing live reactions and stuff mid 2014, 2015. So this is like the Ackerman stuff that you saw in the previous season when that was first being published. That's where I was in terms of covering the series. And so to see it come from there and to know what's coming for you guys that have been waiting for so long. And as James knows, like where we are right now. Where we are right now is the best thing you could possibly read in manga. And thank you. You think, no, it's not going to be that good. You're overhyping it. I'm not. There's no amount of me overhyping this that's going to get to this point.
Really not. It really is that good.
It really is. And I think it's the kind of thing that a lot of people are going into this season thinking it's going to be one thing, and it's not. And I think, and James can attest to this as well, I think there's going to be a lot of really, really pissed off people these first 8 episodes. I think there's going to be a lot of really angry. Right.
I definitely agree. Yeah,
it's because the story. It's going to be a lot of story build in what's going to happen.
Y'all know me. I take the show as it comes, and I'm just excited regardless.
But the thing is, Roger,
but like just the story build. It's just because it's just
no action out.
Well, no, it's not. No,
there's plenty of action.
Yeah, exactly. What Sam means is that they're going in a direction with it that I think people aren't going to necessarily vibe with these first couple chapters. There's going to be some stuff where you're like, okay, why are we meeting these characters now?
You know me. Story that builds upon like further action is even better. So like, I'm excited for this.
Yeah. And so when you get to the moment where you realize, oh, this is what they're doing. Oh shit. Yeah. And then it builds beyond that. And you're really truly understanding these new characters and why they were there in the first place, what their motivations are, and why those motivations and that history that they've had are so important to then having something to hold on to by the end of the series, because you're like, there's nothing to hold on to. Everything's gone. It's all gone. You don't know. It's so good. I can't even discuss it without getting into spoilers.
what's planned?
That means we gotta stop talking about. Well, I mean, if
thing
y'all
is,
talk about, if y'all want to talk about it, I can leave real quick.
No, we can't because that means me.
I can leave.
No, because that means you and me have to leave because you and me don't know what's going on. But the thing is that Roger, what's planned if race schedule works out for Sunday's morning, he's supposed to react to it.
Which it absolutely will, by the way.
You have to.
It already works. Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is,
I don't work on the weekends, bro. I work Monday through Friday.
Yeah,
but Sunday you do for mangas.
I'm completely caught up, and I'm in your chat every stream that you do.
That's what I'm saying. Because I've seen you on the most recent one, so I know you're caught up, and it's just unreal. It's unreal. Dude, you think the stakes really couldn't get higher, and they get higher.
They keep doing, dude. Isayama is the type of writer. It's like watching a movie. And there's a train wreck happening, and you know it's about to be really bloody and terrible, but they don't pull away. Right. This is what Isayama is doing.
That's what he's doing.
He's showing you that everything is terrible, and he's not pulling the camera away.
And he doesn't care if you've loved a character for this long. He does not care. This is the point. See, this is my concern, and this might go into a different discussion, and this will move away from spoilers. So Ray, Miguel, you guys are fine.
Good.
We're moving into a territory.
I will leave right now.
No, you're good.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
It's that I mean this in the most general terms. I think Isayama's pulling off what I hope, but do not have faith Oda will pull off. And I mean that legitimately. I think Oda with One Piece has been working on it for so long, and I think he did have a vision in mind of what the end of the series is. And I think whatever the final arc of One Piece is going to be, I think is going to wrap up in a great way. And I think I'm going to be satisfied. But do I believe truly in my heart that Oda is going to be able to do what Isayama pulled off? I don't. I really don't. Because when you look back, even if you look back to the earliest chapters of One Piece, right? And you have this, and this isn't spoilers even for One Piece because this is basic stuff. You have, Shanks, and he gets his arm bit off, and you get the stuff with Conqueror's Haki first being introduced. There's hints to stuff there, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's outwardly written out. There's something in the second chapter, and this, again, is not a spoiler at all. You literally aren't going to know what the hell this is. There's something in the second chapter of Attack on Titan that is so clearly alluding to something that recently happened that when you get to that moment, you go, that's what that scene meant? There's no way. There's no way that's what that scene meant. There's no way. And you get to that point and you go, Isayama's unreal.
Yes,
Isayama really is. He knew, and Isayama for so long as, if you're a longtime fan of Attack on Titan and you read the editor comments and stuff like that, right? Isayama has been a troll for a couple of years saying, people love my characters. I might have to change things up by the ending. And then now we're at this point and you're like, oh, he didn't give a shit.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
He's not changing anything. And that, I think, is the thing that makes me love it so much, right? It's that Isayama, despite everything, despite the trolls, despite not listening to people, it is clear he has had a vision and he is sticking to that vision. And I see Sam agreeing with me too. He is sticking to that vision. And you look at One Piece, and again, I'm not saying this as me hating on One Piece at all, because again, I love it.
No. Yeah.
But it is so clear Oda's done. And people want to go off and say, oh, there's no way it's going to end in 5 years. It is. It's going to end soon. It might not be exactly 5 years, but it's a rough estimate. And the fact that his editors and him and everyone's been saying it the entirety of this year, I think people are in a state of disbelief right now, but it's happening. And what that means is that these things that people have wanted to see for so long, some of this stuff is going to get rushed. You're going to skip over this fight with Jack. You're skipping over some of this stuff that you think you might not have skipped over. And that's okay, because One Piece is a huge series, and he's not going to get to every answer. But the beauty of Attack on Titan is that, one, it was monthly, so Isayama could take his time.
True.
And two, he knew, I'm going to finish this in like 150 chapters, and that's it. It's going to be done by then. And knowing that was the case, and sticking to that, and sticking to his guns, no matter how successful, how huge that series got, it's a testament to his strength as a writer and just how strong and how good this series is. Because, again, I don't want to get too much into it, but like the last thing I'm going to say about this is that rightfully so, there were some people who were very concerned about some pretty, and again, I don't mean this lightly, but like some pretty problematic stuff that, and you know what I'm talking about, James, that Isayama is introducing, and Sam knows this too.
Yes.
Where you're like, oh, I don't know if this is maybe the right direction to take this series. And I think some people are taking some of that stuff at face value and going, I don't really think Attack on Titan's for me anymore. But then you get to where we are now, and you're like, oh, no. This was his message all along.
Yeah.
This is what he meant. This is not a good thing. Do not read into this like it was a good thing. Do not for this. It's not. It's not.
I've always wondered about Attack on Titan. I'm like, Attack on Titan, this is not a good place, and these are not good people, bro.
No.
I feel like people should have known that from the start.
Right.
Yeah. Just with everything that's going on.
Mikasa says it multiple times. This is a cruel, cruel world.
Yeah.
Question, Roger.
I'm like, I always figure, I'm like, these are not good people. They are not good circumstances. So they're going to have to do not good things to make stuff happen.
And the thing is, Isayama wants us to look at ourselves and look at society and the things that we do to each other through Attack on Titan, dude. That's what he's doing.
And that's what's amazing, right? Is that you've got a lot of people who, again, are looking at it at surface value and taking this as like, they're taking it in the wrong way. Without getting too political about it, they're taking it the wrong way. Where it's, if you understand these characters and you understand you're not supposed to like this character, and you know that about the series, and James, you're nodding. I know you know what I'm talking about. If you know that about this, and you can come to terms with the fact this evil can come from anywhere,
yep,
bro, then it's that mind-blowing moment where you're like, he knew what he was doing all along, and it made sense, and it's beautiful.
I'm really excited.
Dude,
you should be. You should be.
I've been excited since last season ended. Like I have been a fan of Attack on Titan since I watched that first episode, like 20 years ago. It feels like.
Yo, anime only watchers. Once this new season starts, forget everything that you know, because everything changes.
This is the one anime that I just watch it. Like, that's it. I just watch it. I don't like try and think too much about it. I just watch it because I enjoy it. That's it.
And that's, I think, the best way to experience at this point too, especially because we're near the end. I do my live reactions and people theorize and stuff, and it's fun to theorize. But then I want to throw something at you like what we got in the last chapter, or the 2 chapters ago, right? Where you find out something about a Titan and you go, oh, that's something that Titan can do. Okay, well, all right, sure.
That's what I want. That's the kind of stuff I'm about. I'm about that life. Yeah. That's what I'm about. And I mean, so just to hop back on One Piece for a second, the thing I love about One Piece right now is there's still so many things that I don't know about One Piece.
Right.
To be completely honest, there's still so many things I don't know, and it's been out for so long. I know about maybe one major death, and that's it.
Sure. Well, to be fair, there's only really been one major death, so you're fine.
And I'm okay with that. And it's like, I was like, you know what? Cool. So what? But like y'all been talking about hockey. I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is. So it's a bunch of stuff I don't know. I'm like, this is why I'm excited to still read One Piece, because like I just don't know anything about it.
I'm glad. I want to address something in the chat because I do think this person. I'm just going to read the comment. This is from Abby TGS, who says, you guys are saying this about Attack on Titan, but it's literally the same with Chainsaw Man. The twist and Denji's motivation and everything that happened with him is much deeper than what people read. Maybe. But here's the thing. Chainsaw Man is a year and a half old. All right. Yes. Chainsaw Man is weekly. The author of Chainsaw Man does not get the benefit of the doubt in the same way that Isayama does now. I think Isayama, over the course of years, has proven himself that now, after all this time, he's got a path, he's sticking to it. I do not feel the same way about Chainsaw Man. I think
so. With Chainsaw Man, I feel like you have to look so much deeper into it for it to make sense.
Right.
And that's part of the problem.
Exactly.
Like, that's not a bad thing, but it's part of, like, you really have to dig into like the little nitty gritty details to make sense of some things in Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And sometimes, like, cause it's just like, Chainsaw Man is great. I'm one of the people, I love Chainsaw Man. It's just that some of those chapters, it happened and we finished it. We're like, man, what the just happened in that chapter? Yeah. Like, literally. And so you have to read it multiple times to even like get a little nugget of what actually happened. And I feel like that's not good enough.
And that's not the case with Titan at all. Yeah. Titan, as much as we're like, this is mind blowing, it's crazy, we never saw this coming, it always still makes sense. And literally upon maybe one more read, right? This isn't like a surface level nitty gritty. I got to go to the wiki. I got to find out every little thing about this character. It's not that kind of thing with Attack on Titan. You read it once, you're shocked. You go, I need to read this again. You read it and you go, oh yeah, okay.
I mean, Chainsaw Man is like, oh, you didn't know that you had to turn the pages upside down to see what actually happened.
Right.
If I was gonna ask you, like, I want to show my girlfriend Attack on Titan. Do you think that like she could enjoy that series as a type of magnitude of the story and everything, and what the world shows?
Well, it depends on what you mean by that. Do you mean like, do I think it's going to be like too much for her, or do you like? What are you asking really?
Because like she's slowly diving into anime. I'm sure One Piece, Doctor Stone, and everything.
Oh, okay.
And but you know how Attack on Titan has so much foreshadowing, story, and everything like that. Do you think I should wait to show her much later and everything like that? Is what I'm asking.
I think you start her on the season 1 now. Like, right, if she knows that you start on season 1 now, and then you watch weekly with her with season 4, and I guarantee you she's gonna love it. If depends, does she like horror movies?
She's mixed with it. She's mixed.
Okay, so she's like, I don't like horror movies at all.
Same here.
Yeah, I don't like them. But I love Attack on Titan. Does she like?
Attack on Titan's more of a thriller than a horror movie.
Right, exactly. I think that's the thing. Maybe okay, yeah. Right, but to be fair, that's where we're going.
Like, hold up, what?
Sure, okay, sure. But I think that's the difference. I think with Titan and with a lot of these series though that are just like sort of mindless violence is the violence in Attack on Titan, especially now, is to solidify and really drill in the magnitude of what's happening. Yes. Where this is not something where someone's getting their head squashed and you're like, oh my God, bro, I can't believe that happened. Whoa. This is something where you're like, oh my God, this is happening to people right now. Look at this. Look at the devastation of that. Look what's happening to people in the world and how evil this is and why this needs to be stopped. That's the difference. Is nothing is surface level when it comes to the violence in Attack on Titan. There's a meaning to it. And I don't mean like a deep meaning to the story. I mean like an emotional human feeling to everything that happens in it. And again, that's all I'm going to say without getting too much into spoilers. But it's violence with a purpose, basically.
I'm excited. I truly am. Like, yeah. I want to see this through, like straight up. So
yeah, dude, the first 3 episodes, like when you get introduced to Marley and what the outside world is like, your mind is going to explode. Like, it's gonna be nuts.
The end of the last season blew my mind. Where I was like, "What the fuck?" You know, I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's nothing compared to what's happening.
Because the last season ends with the ocean reveal, right?
Yeah. The ocean reveal.
Okay.
Him saying like, "What's on the other side?"
Right. Oh man. Oh.
And if you've liked anything from Attack on Titan before, everything that's happening now is like 20 times better.
I'm excited for it.
I want better.
And they're gonna do that in a season. That's crazy.
If I'm correct, I probably because I stopped in chapter 110 or 105, so I think in the anime I should know what happens the first 5 or 4 episodes.
Oh no, you're gonna know if you're I remember the chapter 100 is like the. Yeah, I mean, I know the chapter. I know what happens. You're going to be probably at the midway point of the first part of the season because they're not
that far.
I think, because I think what's going to happen is I think this season is going to pull what season 3 did. Is I think they're going to do part 1, and it's going to be 13 something episodes, 14 episodes, and then a part 2 with another 14 episodes at the end of next year.
So rumor is came out today that Attack on Titan season 4 has 16 episodes. That's what they said today.
Yes, so it's going to be 16 and then another 16. Most
That's
likely.
what I hope it is. Like, it's going to be that many.
Now I'm not thinking about it.
Because
James,
if it's split,
I'm trying to. I don't want to. You know what I mean?
16 as a whole is way too short, man.
Too condensed.
That's way too short.
That's too condensed. No,
that's enough. That's enough out of y'all, okay? I don't need
no
more Attack on Titan talk.
I'm not gonna say any spoilers, but you
can't. No, you're not Miguel. So I understand. You're not. Miguel.
I don't remember much. All I know is what happens probably.
Shut up, Miguel. I don't need you saying nothing to accidentally say nothing. Stop it.
Okay, so with in the least spoilery way that I'll say this is there's one chapter in particular that I've seen a lot of people complain about in the most recent year of Attack on Titan because it steps away from all the major characters and it really just focuses on a small story that happens on a farm, and that's it. And that's right. That's it. But it's so crucial to the heart of the series that I think that alone has to be its own episode. I don't think they can cram that in anything else. Yeah. And so I think thinking in terms of that, 16 does seem too short. And I think it will be maybe 16-14, 16-10. Something's going to be split. There's going to be a split.
It has to, because that's.
And I really don't even know where they would end it if it's going to split. I don't know what the moment would be, because the moment I'm thinking of that Miguel knows is not the climax of that story.
It's not going to be the end.
No, it can't be. It can't be.
Most likely it'd be episode 4 or 5.
Yeah, it'd be like around 5, probably around 5. Yeah,
and because people would probably start hating the. You said maybe don't like the first 3 or 4 episodes of it, but then after that moment, okay, now you're gonna start.
I think that moment is gonna be, and I'm gonna make this call right now on the podcast. I think that moment, which is gonna happen early January of next year, is going to be the Demon Slayer moment for this season of Attack on Titan. I think it's the Demon Slayer episode 19 moment. I think this is the thing that's going to hit the mainstream. It's going to force people to get back into it. It's going to be gift everywhere. This thing I'm thinking of is going to be
trending on Twitter.
It will be the perfect. It will be kind of a perfect time for the series to end, maybe.
Yeah.
Too. So all right, the last
chapter. It will be. Yeah, that'll be
the last anime's out, and then that last epic moment, more sales are gonna come in for Ishiyama. And Attack on Titan for sure.
I really think Attack on Titan is going to dominate in a way that Demon Slayer did worldwide next year.
I hope so.
I really do.
I hope so, and better.
Every time there's been an anime season, right, it's dominated. Every single time there's been an anime, it's always done better. And the fact that it's doing really well now and there's not even an anime and there's still a lot to come and there's a lot of people that are like Ray who are waiting, I think is testament enough that it's going to really explode. I mean, it's the reason why I don't nowadays bring this back full circle to talking about YouTube and things. There's a reason I don't announce that I'm going to do reactions to series. There's a reason I don't commit to things nowadays, because I want to see how things are going to take off. But James and Sam, I know you guys know this. Knowing what's going to happen, I can safely say this is going to be a weekly anime review or reaction series for me. There's going to be weekly videos for this because it's that good.
Let's go.
And there's very few things nowadays with so much content to, try to absorb. There's very few things that make me that dedicated and make me feel that strongly. But this is one of those things.
Here's a good question.
I just can't wait.
Av said, do you think the creator, Isayama, will write anything after Attack on Titan?
I want him to take a break for a couple of years, and then I would love to see him do something else.
Like a whole 5-year break. And
5-year minimum break.
And he has an idea. Nothing written yet, but just an idea of his next story, and that's all I need from him.
I think Isayama has the potential to be a Togashi. I think he truly, how Togashi had, obviously Togashi didn't finish Hunter x Hunter, but it's the kind of thing where Yu Yu Hakusho ended, took a pretty long break, jumped into Hunter x Hunter, boom, another really absolutely fire series. I think Isayama has that potential within him, and I think he's probably in story crafting.
And plus to finish it too.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, and I think he'll finish it. I think the second story is finished.
I'm not even gonna lie. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm all right with this. I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
But hey, finish Hunter x Hunter, please.
Yeah, please, come on, finish it.
Thank you.
So to be fair though, if we're getting into Hunter x Hunter talk a little bit, to be fair, finish at least the anime, but then maybe don't do what I did. Maybe don't become somebody who's going to suffer now, waiting for the manga, because now this is suffering. I know I'm suffering now, man. I'm there.
Look, I want to know.
I got to that Hisoka fight that everyone hyped up in the manga, where they're like, "Never got animated. You got to read it." And I read it, and I was like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever read."
So I bought all the manga, but I read what everybody said, and I have not read them. Because I don't want to be where you are in No Man's Land.
Of course, you don't want to suffer.
Okay.
I don't want to be there. So I still have something waiting for me. At some point, I have all of them, and I just haven't read them because I don't want to be y'all. Because everybody who's watching this show who has been here for a while, y'all know I love Hunter x Hunter. You know this. That was what happened in 2020. Another great thing about COVID, I watch Hunter x Hunter. So
there you go.
This happened. I mean, that's not a good thing. COVID sucks, and a lot of people died. So, but still, I watch Hunter x Hunter shit. I love it. I absolutely adore Hunter x Hunter. But I know that it's like incomplete, and I'm sad. So like I need it. I need it to finish. So please finish it.
I see Aniki in the chat saying apparently Isayama said that he's going to open a bathhouse after Attack on Titan is done. Is that true?
That man's smart as hell.
If that's the case, smart. If that's the case, and this bathhouse opens after COVID is over, I will be there week 1 and I will do a vlog from it. I will write the whole I will make a video. I'm dead serious.
The whole grand opening, him actually cutting the scissors for.
I will be there. I will meet Isayama-san myself, and I will go to the grand opening of his own set. I don't care how expensive it is. I will write the entire thing off for taxes. I will do a vlog. This will happen.
I was just about to ask you, who would you rather meet, Isayama or Oda himself?
Sakurai. Again, for the 3rd time. That's who I would choose.
Yes, I forgot about Sakurai. Yes.
That's right. I've met Sakurai twice, both at different Nintendo events. He's awesome. Every single time, he's cool. He's willing to talk to people. He always has his translator with him. He's great. I don't really, and I mean this genuinely from my heart, I don't really want to meet Oda. I really don't. I don't want to meet him. I think it's one of those things where you don't meet your heroes.
Yes, it's one of the reference, yeah.
I think Sakurai, to me, he's a game developer, right? So at the end of the day, you could talk about like game development things and other stuff. He's more of a person to me. And I don't mean this in a way of like deifying Oda. I'm not like a Goda type person. I mean this in a I don't know if I'd really vibe with Oda. I really don't. After everything I've heard in editorial comments and all this other stuff, I don't know if I would genuinely get along with him that well. And to me, that right there says to me, I don't ever want to meet him. I don't want to meet him.
I feel the same way about Horikoshi, to be very honest.
Yeah. Well, Horikoshi, I don't know. Horikoshi seems like he's
I don't know, man.
Really?
I don't think we would vibe. At least not right now. Yeah, I don't think so.
I feel that way about
everything I've seen. I don't think I just don't think that we would vibe. Like I love what he does. Yeah, but it's like I just want to love what you do. You know what I'm saying?
You know who I would get along with? I feel like I would get along with Togashi for sure. I feel like I would. I know people hate him. He's like, oh, he's skipping Dragon Quest, or he's skipping Hunter x Hunter to play Dragon Quest. I kind of feel like
I don't blame him, bro. I would have done the same thing.
I feel like I would kind of vibe with that more. I would be able to vibe with someone who's like, oh yeah, I have other hobbies and I'm doing other things. Whereas Oda, his life is One Piece. I mean, he tells that to his editors. He tells that to everybody. Like, if you're not willing to die for this series, I don't want you working for me. And to me, if your entire life is that one thing, I don't know if I would, and I don't mean get along. Get along is the wrong term. I don't know if I would really just vibe with him. And so I don't think I want to meet Oda. But now that we've talked about it, and we're talking about Isayama, and maybe he's opening a bathhouse or whatever, and that's his own separate thing. Yeah, I'll get drinks with Isayama, whatever. We'll be like, hey, you killed this character. You made me cry. Let's talk about that.
I feel like I might vibe with Tabata though. Tabata, I feel like I would vibe with. I feel like we'd vibe. Like he seems pretty chill.
I will vibe with the creator of Mash out. Mash, his comments. If you see the comments he has written, is always about food. This guy always write, I just ate. He always saying like, I just ate the best food at this cafe or something like that. I'm like, I will vibe with because if you always write about food, that means you know the spots. So that's what.
Well, then I'll go with the author of Food Wars. Then we're good.
Like, that's cool.
I'm down.
So like that would be awesome. Like just to hang out with those creators and just vibe with them. But I also agree with Aniki. Hori likes Western comics too, so I would also like to vibe with him as well because I love to talk about Spider-Man, Superman, those type of comics with him. Like also talk about Moonlight, like, what's his favorite comics? Like knowing like, hey, so what inspired you to write My Hero? Like what from Western comics? What issues I could know? Like what went in his mind about that?
Right.
Ray thinking?
What's Ray doing? Oh, he's thinking? I thought he froze for a second.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, he's really thinking because he just got that reminder.
You know how I do. It's just, I got into my thoughts and I'm like, I mean, so when it comes to Hori, I'm like, yeah. Then it would just kind of be like, okay, yeah, we talk. And then every time we talk about the same thing is what I feel like it would be. Those friendships. Well, I don't know though, because that's kind of how I feel about Oda, right? Is that it would just evolve into, okay, but One Piece questions, right? And but it's so surface level to me. Like I feel like through reading One Piece, I kind of feel like I know him. I mean that legitimately. You know how there's some artists that are so attached to their work that it's like you read the work and you're like, I get you as a person. Yep.
I know what you're like. I know what you like. I get you. I understand you through your art. And I feel like that strongly about Oda, and I don't really feel that way about a lot of other mangaka. And I mean that as a positive and a negative, right? It makes me really attached to the series, but it's the kind of thing where then if it came to like a 1v1 type conversation, there'd be really nothing there. It'd be silence, and it then would eventually devolve back to One Piece. Whereas, again, I feel like Togashi Isayama, we'd be talking about other stuff.
I mean, I kind of feel like that about Morikawa and Ippo. Just a little bit. It's like I love Ippo, and it's like, but I can also kind of sort of like feel like who that person is through their work.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I get it, but it's like I still also think I could have like at least a decent conversation.
Yeah,
with Morikawa. So
yeah,
like, but
yeah.
Actually, I just want to talk to all of them, to be very honest with you. Yeah. I'd be like, hey, can I talk with you? And then I'm going to talk with you. And then I'm going to talk with you.
An opportunity to interview.
Not even just an interview. It's like, hey, you want to get a beer and talk for a second?
The question was like, do you think you would enjoy having a conversation with that person? And that's a different thing, you know?
Yeah, because,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, with Horikoshi, I just kind of be like, hey, you know, fucking love all my
creating this thing that I really
bro.
Like.
Exactly. And that's what it would be the thing. It's like this thing that I really hold so dear. It's like, thank you for that, but it's like more like, yo, I'm just like really happy that you made it. You know,
keep up the great work. That's
basically,
yeah.
That sounds like it sounds awkward, but it sounds also like you said, Roger, like you're trying to make your hero the guy that made you the passion of what you love, but then makes you like, hi, that's all, okay, bye, thank you for doing what you do.
But it's not even a shyness thing, really. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference there. It's not the kind of thing where like you meet somebody you admire and you're like, not even really. It's because it's not the kind of thing where like you meet somebody and you're so flabbergasted you don't know what to say, right? Like I see people say, oh, if I met Oda, I'd be crying, right? I've cried at things in One Piece, but I don't think I would cry if I met Oda. Like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, cool, you're the guy who wrote all these amazing emotional moments. Thank you for that. Whereas I think like if I hung out with Isayama or something like that, I think it would be more of like a chill kind of atmosphere. I think that there would not be a preconceived expectation of all of this is going to be talking about the series that you made. It'd be like, yo, we're gonna go hang out in this bathhouse and talk about some other random topic for 20 minutes, you know?
Right?
Yeah, because
why not?
It's kind of like the same way, like when I met The Rock like 3 years ago, I met him, but I wasn't like all shy and nerdy. I just wanted to, hey man, like the first time I met him, I just want to have a drink with him, like just get to know him, not as the movie type of famous popular guy he is, but I want to actually get to know who he is, you know, have a drink with him, you know, and ask him like, yo man, you know, how is it just working all the goddamn time, but then you also have kids and everything, like just know how is that, you know, how's his business and all that. But not just, I wasn't shy, I wasn't scared or like, oh my god, that's The Rock, that's the big man or anything. Right. But I just wanted to hang out and, you know, to have a drink with him.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's a person at the end of the day. I mean, that's what all these creators are. We're all just people. You know, it's not like
exactly. We're all human, bro.
Yeah.
But the internet forgets that sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Of course. Yeah. Of course it does. Yeah.
The internet, we don't talk about that.
Oh yeah, hi internet. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
It's funny.
Dang,
but
Roger,
it was fun.
I know. I'm about to say, Roger, I know we had you for a little time, you know, a little bit.
Yeah. It's all good. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. It's always a blast talking to you guys.
Awesome.
But before we forget, there was one question that was asked before as well. And
for sure.
And that was from on Twitter. So I just want to make sure that I get this asked. From Zekan, do you think the fan translation are healthy for the community, like the way the school does translation, or whether the school translation to kind of better fit their own, agenda or headcanon? For example, saying Luffy would definitely become the Pirate King, while in the official, that line has slight other meaning.
Sure. So that's a good question. I think I'm glad you brought it up. I think there was a time in which it was vital. I think there was a time in which the fan translations were vital, where things were not readily available. Things were confusing. Things took a long time to come out in English. And I think, you know, that was even the case 4 years ago, right? When I started YouTube, I think there was a time in which those were vital. Like reading the scans was something that was expected because there was no other real way to access it. We now don't live in that world anymore. It's changed so vastly different, so quick, where now we have access to all this stuff. It's like 99 cents. Even it's not like all the most recent 3 chapters of every single series are free, right? So you can read these translations and it costs you nothing. And it's helping the artist. So why not do that? You know what I mean? So now I do feel we're at a point where the fan translations almost hinder things, because then you get comments where it's like, well, the other translation was better. And it's like, well, it was a different take. It wasn't better necessarily.
Yeah, correct.
Like
I agree.
I would even make the argument with that chapter. I know exactly the moment you're talking about, right? With Nami and with Ulti, where she says, swear to me, right? Tell me that your captain's never going to become the Pirate King. And Nami has this moment in the fan translation, right? Where she says, Luffy will become the Pirate King. Definitely is the way it's worded. Now, that's not what Ulti says. What Ulti says in the translation is, say to me that Luffy will never become the Pirate King. And the way it's then worded in the official is, Luffy will never ... stop until he becomes the Pirate King, which makes a lot more sense contextually, but that context isn't there with a fan translation, no matter how good it is. There's moments, I think back to in Zoe, right, where you had Sheep's Head, where he's chasing down Sanji and Nami, and he sees Nami, and he goes, come on, babe, I just want to crucify and chill. Now, it's a funny moment. It's a funny moment in the fan translation, because at the time, Netflix and chill was very much a meme, right? It was the kind of thing where it made sense. It was funny. You're reading it. It's lighthearted. You get the context of what's happening. It's there. But the issue then lies when there's 2 translations where people are vehemently against the idea of, for whatever reason, of reading an official translation and waiting the extra 2 days, and vehemently opposed to it because they want to read the early translation. And then now, because there aren't really a lot of websites, a lot of them have been taken down. A lot of it is more bootleg. People are reading these fan translations. That's the only translation they're reading. And then they're like, they read the official and they're like, that was terrible. That was translated terribly. It's like, that's the one that was approved by Japan. Exactly. So I don't know what you're looking for right now. I don't know what you're trying to defend. It's like, that's the one that at the end of the day, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, that's the one that's official. So it just seems like a stupid thing to argue. You know what I mean? Like, you can read it however you want to read it. I'm past the point of saying, the ethics of it, whatever. Read it how you want to read it. Some countries don't have access to it. I get it. Read it how you want to read it. But do not defend a fan translation over an official translation to the point where you're getting upset about it. There's no point doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some aspects of it that changes parts of pretty much the pacing of the panels.
Right.
Like, I was reading Attack on Titan 132, and the fan translation changes the narrative of what Isayama was trying to say in the official translation.
I know exactly the moment you're talking about too. Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, then Gabe in chat says, translating from Japanese to English is very difficult. So, the people who are officially translating it have a lot more knowledge and, a lot more accurate. So,
say, like, I've seen people go, like, what, do the official people who are they better translators? Well, they got hired for it. So
they literally get paid to do it.
Yeah, and
this is their job.
If it's not available in your country, then just don't read One Piece. No, do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Do what you got to do. But if there's an option that's official, but you're not reading it because, Zoro is Zolo because of some weird copyright thing 15 years ago, and then now they're just going to stick to it, and now they can go back because now the copyright's lifted. They can go back and change it now. That's no longer an issue. They can change it to Zoro, but that would then change 50 whatever volumes that have already been published in English of that. So just, it's Zoro. Who cares? You see Zolo. I read it off the official, and every time it says Zolo, my brain, when I'm reading it live,
it's just
I go, Zoro.
Yeah.
There's no question. I see Cat Viper and Dogstorm, which are translated from Nekomamushi and Urashi. I still say Nekomamushi and Urashi. I see Emperors. I still say Yonko. There's some things that just stick with you, and that's fine. You could read it that way. But that's a word, right? That's a translated word. Versus, like you said, James, the context of a scene literally changing, the meaning of something completely changing. And so that's why I think it's important to, at the very least, if you do read the scans, read the official, because again, it's free. It costs you nothing. Just read it. If you're really that big of a fan and you want to know more about the thing, just read it. Just don't defend it off of a scan, Yeah.
I highly agree on that.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to have any more questions, or we're all good?
Nah, man, let's get right there. He's gonna be back next week or whatever, so it's all good.
Got more shit to talk about.
For those in the chat asking, oh no, the show's about to end. Like, just know, Roger will be back on December 9th, and 3 weeks from now.
December 9th? Did I say I was gonna do it? Yeah, yes. December 9th. Yeah, so I'm good.
So
I'm good.
Either way, for those asking, can we have him longer? 3 weeks from now, we have to show back, and probably even longer if we start earlier. So just come back in 3 weeks from now. We will have Roger again, but still check back next week and the following weeks if you're new here.
And we'll talk about Attack on Titan, of course. All about Attack on Titan.
Well, I don't know if we will, because that's.
Yes, join us next time when we discuss our complete
first episode
of the Chimera and Arc with Rogerbase.
First episode of the anime season. That's right, and that's all we're talking about when it comes to Attack on Titan. Yeah.
Most likely an hour is gonna be like a whole Attack on Titan review. And
I think I'm okay with that because then it will just be me freaking out and then be like, yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
that's very true. So Roger, eventing.
It's always fun. I greatly appreciate it. You guys.
Thank you so much for coming on, man. This is like I said, always a blast, and you're always welcome here.
Of course,
it's a blast.
Thank you.
It's a blast to have you here because where you don't always have to talk about anime manga. We can talk about Marvel for the first hour, where it just could be you and yourself enjoy. Where it's not just anime and manga exclusive on your own channel. It could just be anything you want. So I'm glad you enjoy yourself here, man. So do you want to give your plugs before if anybody don't know who you are?
Sure. You can find me at Rogerbase on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram. I live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Twitch, every Tuesday and Sunday on YouTube, and I upload weekly live reactions and reviews to One Piece. Additionally, every first Tuesday of every month, I do live reactions to the latest chapters of Solo Leveling, the greatest webtoon of all time, here on YouTube. And on Twitch, I play through pretty much everything that comes out of the Switch. There's so many games coming out right now. It's difficult to have to catch up to everything. But that's also where I do my watch throughs as well. So if you want to catch the watch throughs live before they get uploaded to the main YouTube channel, you go follow me on Twitch. Yeah.
Cool. James, Ray, your plugs?
James, tell them where you can find him.
Get your plugs.
Yeah. You guys can find absolutely everything that I do at carefulforspoilers.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do reaction videos every single Tuesday and Wednesday. I am reviewing every single new release movie that comes out, whether it's on streaming or in theaters, so you don't have to. So check us out over there.
Absolutely, and I'm Rayapollo. I do a lot of stuff on Twitch. Heck, I even work there. No cap. Yes, also verified on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter at Rayapollo. Not only that, definitely pay attention to YouTube because I might have a new project coming out very soon that you have not seen that is related to anime and manga. So
exciting!
Yeah, it's exciting.
And guys, don't forget to follow me at Legendary Vast, the wholesome content creator that does not have anything on the Twitter side that's not wholesome.
The wholesome
content creator. Right.
Wholesome, yes. So guys, thank you for following. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe, like the video, go on the podcast side as well, Podbean, iTunes, hit the whole shebang. It gladly supports us on what we do here on the Animelately side. And Sam, take it away.
Guys, you can follow me at Santa Manga Man and all on the social media. Thank you, Captain of the notorious and powerful Mammoth Boys, Rogerbase on Twitter. Do you hear this? Verify this guy already.
Thank you, Sam. Oh, that's funny.